Hey, welcome back to Metrofall Grid. My name is Andre. Hopefully you're doing well. It is September 8th, 2022, year of our Lord. And of course, now in fully manual focus, it is Pat. How's it going, Pat?
Hey, everybody. It's me, Patrick.
Okay, last time we did this, we'll have to admit the audio is pretty bad. This microphone, I'm going to have to hold for the whole evening, which is a decision we made a while ago, but Pat had the microphone last week in his mouth.
I was fully putting my mouth over the microphone like I was trying to protect it from predators or something. I don't know what was wrong with me. Like, a part of me, like, I just thinking back to my early media training where they told me, put your mouth on the microphone.
Yeah, I know. I give Pat microphone for the first time. He's like, I guess I have to touch this with my tongue the whole time.
Yeah,
so
now this is my microphone. I own it.
Let us know if the audio is bad and we can adjust, because I've put it conservatively away from Pat's maw.
Like, it's uncomfortable for to bend down low enough to ruin this microphone now, which is smart of him.
How's it going? Let's just catch up on chat real quick. Crowdfunding? Why are we banning Taproom and Pat Tap? That's a really big deal. Oh, I said it again. Okay, hold on. We were just talking about this. So Continentals has been going on for the last couple weekends, and the last time we streamed was like 2 days before the America's Continentals. I streamed the entirety of the America's Continentals, and if you're all Continentals out, I hope you can change your mind on that, because Intercontinentals, of which there will be 12 players competing this Saturday, starts at, I think, 10 Eastern. We'll be streaming it again, not here, of course, on twitch.tv/Project Nisei, so go check that out. But I say the word big deal a lot, and now it's not appropriate because it's a card name Big Deal, and I feel like I'm getting called out on the internet a fair bit.
And I was talking about this at a dinner, like, with every expansion that comes out, more of the normal phrases and words that we use in language are going to be on cards. And now that I have just a tiny bit of sway in the narrative department, I can go through your videos and see what you use most and start just putting that on arbitrary cards. It doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah, we're gonna run out of words eventually. Big deal. Thanks, Giles. Pat marking his territory, I respect it.
Sebastian, yeah, absolutely. I'm spitting on this microphone like I'm Chris Pine.
We said we were gonna do this.
No, you said, oh, come on. You didn't tell me not to do that one.
Pat is good. Yours is a little tinny, but it just might be the mic. It's totally this mic. This mic is not as good as that one, and it's routed poorly, but it's good enough, I hope. I'm DMing your world's merch. What does that even mean?
Sorry, let me just check Discord real quick in case Dan's not joking.
Yo, Izzy, straight up, the game we had was a slapper.
Oh,
like,
shit.
You got to 6 points. I think I had to not respect stare, and we got 4 points off the top. It was such a good game, and it was a bummer because the audio was just totally messed up that we couldn't use it. And then I struggled to get a good game. Fun fact, the game in the last As video that went up, it was actually, I had to edit out an existential crisis I had straight in the middle of it. And I'm not joking. Like, in the middle of it, Maddie's laughing because she hears me recording. I'm just like, I don't want to do this anymore. And then you can tell a bit, but like, I edited out all the times that I broke. And why? Because it sometimes gets frustrating. Today I tried to play some startup games, and I played Corp and Startup, and let me tell you, there's a reason you haven't seen Corp startup games on this channel to date, really. It's really hard out there if you're not playing the best stuff, and I think I played against Lat out of like 5 out of the last 7 games, and I'm getting crushed out there. So I don't know what to do. It's hard to make like fun, interesting decks when you're getting boated on a bit too hard. Sorry, what happened with merch?
Sorry, Dan has indeed DM'd me some merch, and he's saying we can show it on the stream. I don't know, do you want me to send this to you on Discord?
No, I can't show that. Just hold your phone up to the camera.
Okay.
Is that actually gonna work?
Can you guys see this?
Oh boy. It's merch for
this is World's merch, I think.
Oh yeah, I can't show that, unfortunately.
I don't know if this will come through at all.
I demand the card modernly. Oh no.
We'll find a way to share this.
It looks cool. Sorry we can't show it. But it's that's the envelopment playmat.
There's a 2-player envelopment playmat.
Whoa.
We've got hats. We've got beanies. Now, not toques, which I think is like offensive to the Canadians.
Yeah,
but these toques look so good.
Yeah,
like,
they look good.
Shaper toque, Criminal toque, Anarch toque.
The Anarch toque is a nice. Okay, tune into this video show where we describe products to you. Yeah.
We're like a reverse bad podcast. Like on podcasts when people are nod and like, no, we have to say that out loud. We're like, let's describe this image I'm looking at. And also stickers. Yeah, we got lots of cool stickers. I'm a big fan of the Be Gay Do Crime, the rainbow skull sticker. That's a cute one.
Yo, Nisei, I guess you're listening to some extent, but I know I made this comment about your Redbubble merch store. It's real big. Like if you want to get a shirt with the Nisei on it, your entire shirt says well, I guess they're probably not gonna make that merch that much longer, but like the end, like it's your whole chest. It's like you're screaming it down. And I'm a subtle guy. Yeah, I want like a small criminal.
You want like low cost.
Yeah, exactly. Like
yeah.
like the embroidered finery where people look at that and be like, wow, that's probably something cool brand I don't know of, as opposed to, but that's just me. Maybe you can please me. What card is Bone Majesty? It's the Shaper Console Endurance.
And which is what we're running out of. Am I right? Because of how prevalent it is.
It's really quite good. And we're going to talk about it with Continentals because you saw the boat meta get stronger and stronger and stronger. And currently, right now, in Startup, you're seeing basically the best standard deck is largely playable also in Startup. And so there's a lot of people that have no reason to play anything else. And that deck, in Startup, you have, I think, even less ways to deal with it besides going really quite fast and specifically playing HP and having next activation command. So it's a bit difficult.
Andre, did you see viewership dropped when I stuttered?
Oh no.
Sorry. We have a new setup now and I'm a bit distracted by watching like the viewership graph. Don't change it. I like this.
Macaroni, you played Coffee and Code 2 times last week. It slaps. It is really fun. And it's another thing that kind of pains me about the format is like, because I play a lot of the decks and I'm trying to find good content, generally by the end of all the time that I've recorded more games than you see, I've figured out a better deck than what sometimes shows up at the beginning. So let me tell you about Coffee and Code. Definitely drop the mantle.
Is that your newest one?
Yeah, the Az one. Definitely drop the mantle, play a Hushuk. I think the twinning is fine. I don't think you need Stargate. I think you could also drop one of the mutual favors for a single inside job, which has good legs and is playable with your prepaid voice pad. But I think there's still a lot to that deck. I think it's really cool. I think you also want to drop one red team. I think 3 might be a bit too much. Hey, Seabass, how's it going? I haven't said hi to so many people. Apologies. I hope everyone's doing really well. Hopefully you've been having a really good month of Netrunner. It's been Continental season. It's Intercontinentals next week, and then we get a breather for about a month until Worlds. But there's a lot of Netrunner content to watch in streams. Yeah. And I didn't have the time to really say this on the last stream because we left. Watch, if you can, go to twitch.tv/Project Nietzsche and watch the American Continentals, at least the Swiss rounds. They are really good games in Netrunner. Just like very exciting. You get to see like blowout explosive plays like every single game. Even the first game, which was like a Drago Reality Plus game, which we opened on and we're like, this is a nightmare, was exciting. And by exciting, I mean eventually was very exciting.
Sure.
But do check that out. Hey dear Pat the bunny. Oh, Danby says he's gonna upload the stuff on
Imgur. He'll send the link. Yeah.
Awesome. Hey Andrew, by the way, Cole. I didn't say hi.
Stand at Metropolitan. Can we get you like a green screen that you can like put a brick background in? Like, that'd be fun.
How was the vacation? It was really nice. It was quite nice. We went down to where my family's from in Southern Ontario. Got to see my family. Went out for Turkish coffee with my mom. Technically Bosnian coffee, but that's kind of how we do it out there. I played tennis with my dad, which is good fun. He's a big tennisman. Got a lot of Indian food. We went out to Board Game Bliss to like travel to our pilgrimage. It was really nice to see everyone. It's been the worst month for Netrunner for me. Meteor still hasn't updated for MS. Really? I don't even know who runs Meteor. So I'm not sure who to. Does Nisei have Meteor now? Who has Meteor?
I don't know.
I use the Poimo version. We'll try the other changes. I got to play Pub Runner last night, and the deck had basically me staring at my own cards the whole game. Yeah, it takes a while, Macaroni, but you'll get there. It's quite good. Also, Frisbee, how's it going? Let's talk about today, because today there's a lot of stuff going on. We have a lot of news. We have a deck list of the week, and this is the one that we saw at American Continentals. It came third. Whose name is this? Of course, this is Mao. Yeah, Mao. El Mao. And it's a smoke deck, and it's like a very clean smoke deck. I don't think there's any real frills to it. Besides, Pat, can you put your finger on control? Teamwork. The idea is that this deck has the twinning, and the twinning is like a really easy card to charge with smoke, with stealth, because anytime you use counters pay for credits from an installed card, mind you.
Not the ID. Yeah,
you do get a charge on this, and this is multi-access.
That works very well. Yeah,
I've been playing against some people online who are playing this sort of thing also in Startup, and I don't think everyone's realizing that you can use Mantle on the opponent's turn, and a lot of times you don't want to use your Mantle credits on your turn, so you have one left over to use on the opponent's turn.
It's a once per turn charge.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
So keep that in mind if you can. We even saw, I think, a couple times during the event, players miss that ability, like starting their turn with a credit on an installed Mantle, which they could have used for the twinning. So keep that in mind. It's a bit tricky, but you want to do this. And this deck is like also 90% startup safe. I don't think there's a lot in here that's not startup, besides unfortunately Nevercur and actually Smoke herself.
Yeah, because there is a lot of stealth support in startup, of course.
Almost all the stealth cards are
another thing
startup.
I want to say is like a lot of the cards that people think of as being like really frustrating to play against these days, like the Rizekis, the Pad Taps, the Tapworms, are not in this deck as well. I think that's interesting.
No,
right?
this was one of the few decks. I think there was only out of this top 8 decks at this event, I think 6 of them were on triple Rizeki.
Yeah.
And this is one of the few ones that wasn't. It's also one of the few decks, I think it was 6 out of 8 as well during this American Continentals that was on not endurance. It was this, and then one of the Atom lists was on Brain Chip. Only one of it.
Wow.
And like, just to talk about endurance, we'll get back to it.
Yeah.
If you look at the 3 Continentals, the trends are really funny. Out of the top 8 in the APAC Continentals, half of the top decks were on endurance. So 4 of the top 8. Then you go the following week, it's 6 out of 8 in Americas, and then once you get to Euro Africa, it's 8 out of 8. We're like we've full endured, even when the corp meta is ready to address it, which is pretty interesting. It's not that it's hard to address it for what it's worth. Now, Pat, I'm at the point where I realize I'm holding this, so it's hard for me to do much else.
Okay, you tell me what you need me to do with my hands.
We might need to work together here. But in short, to describe how this deck works, you're playing Smoke. You have a 40 card minimum deck, which is generally favorable. A small deck means consistent deck. But we're on 42 cards. We have 1 credit to pay for using icebreakers, and it's a stealth credit, mind you. Smoke has that stealth subtype there. So this credit is a stealth credit. And if you don't know what stealth breakers are, they are breakers that are generally much more efficient than regular breakers, but they require the use of stealth credits. So Penrose is a ridiculously good decoder, technically a fractor on 1 turn as well, and it boosts 1 for 3 strength. That's amazing. That's really, really quite good, but that credit has to be from a stealth card. So the idea with these sort of decks is that you have to set up. It sometimes takes you a while to set up to get all your stealth credits down, but then you're incredibly efficient at breaking ice.
Yeah, and of course, Smoke starts with having a recurring stealth credit, which no other runner that wants to do stealth has.
Yeah,
which is incredible. So right away, she can be playing Penrose and using Penrose.
Yeah, and it's totally worth knowing that Smoke, stealth existed as an archetype, a totally reasonable archetype in Netrunner before Smoke even
like
came out.
3 or 4 years before. Like, look, we had Cloak and Dagger in Creation Control, a joke I did not get for about a year after.
Yeah.
And then we had like Black Cat and a bunch of like those chip cards. Like
there's a couple of this. We had Silencer and was Fractal and Lockpick stealth cards?
No, we had one for each. Yeah, well, Lockpick was the code gate one.
I think the Dyson Fractor Generator, which is not the thing I want. This is the biggest card though, and this is the big difference between the power level of stealth and startup versus standard. Is this card Net Mercury with Smoke herself on it? Because the first time you spend at least 1 stealth credit, you can put a credit on this, and you can use those credits for anything. You can also draw a card if you want, which you don't see often, but sometimes is the right thing to do. But the most important thing is that you can use this for anything. You can use this on the corpse turn, but it basically gives you a free credit each run, not once per turn. So as long as you're using a stealth credit, every 1 stealth credit becomes 2 stealth credits, and that's super important. I was going to say a big deal. Oh my god! Please, I'm gonna put a countdown.
I could feel it. I could feel it building up to it, and I didn't want to say anything. Yeah.
And that's the thing that you're going to notice with stealth decks. I think it's technically possible. Actually, no, I don't think there's any really good stealth fractors. Oh, there's like Blackstone. But you see a lot of times stealth decks don't try and run all 3 breakers being stealth breakers. They generally run 1 or 2. And the idea is that you don't want to overtax yourself on your stealth credits. When you only have a limited pool and then you realize every single breaker requires stealth credits, you generally fall apart.
You're going to spread too thin. It's kind of like building a charge or a power counter based deck right now.
Yeah.
You can only produce so many power counters. It's not good to have so many cards that rely on them.
Yeah. So we have Paperclip, which in standard is the best. Fractor in startup, mind you, I think the barrier slot is much more interesting than standard because there's nothing like Paperclip. You do struggle to deal with bigger barriers in startup. So you can start up this. Janktivus, maybe tune in during the news. We'll see. How's it going, by the way?
World's fastest talking Netrunner channel. Is this?
It might be. Yeah, I think we are. How's it going,
Kevin? Don't you dare.
That's my sister.
Oh, is it? Oh. Hi,
how's
it going?
Dame Judy's Dentures is my sister. She's the best. Everyone say hi to her. She's great. That took me a while. Yeah, she makes fun of how fast I talk. Also, Kevin says, I want to send you one of my mic stands for that other mic.
Don't you dare.
This is perfect. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, it's perfect.
Okay, Pat. Together, actions, JNF format, Control A, Control C. Every time I see you operate a computer, it seems like it's your first time.
Hey, okay, give me a friggin' break. I'm using half the computer, and I've got a microphone in my way.
New runner deck. What's the name of it? You can make a name for this deck.
Smoke.
Run last click wasn't that fast. I missed run last click.
Also your keys are spaced differently than mine, so I'm kind
of hit E. Nice. Control V. Save. Play. Sorry, I'm just narrating for a better podcast experience. Runner, standard. Okay, so I have a macro for this. So you just hit this T.
Well, okay. If you hit the T, and then tell me to hit the T.
Now you know it's live. Okay. Yeah, okay. All right, we're good. Watching anyone else use a computer is always painful. Straight up, yes. I've also like encountered like kind of a frightening amount of people who work with computers full time, like for their living, and then you see that they
are hunt and peckers.
Yeah, and
I shouldn't have said that
I don't
that way.
get it.
Yeah.
Non-endurance runners should be called sprinters. They got the long haul. Okay, we're
That's
getting
pretty
sports. This is Pickwin. Yo, good luck, FN Pickwin. Yeah, Run Less Pick was really good. I watched a heck of a lot of their stuff. I like their tone because they were largely casual players, but they were very excited. And that I think is super genuine. Okay, go big or go home. This could be Moonpool. This could be just good old sports metal. This could be something weird. Pickwin's been generally playing like fun brews against us online for the last couple weeks. A lot of times they've been playing Pat stacks for better or worse. Opening hand, the Clawed in hand is sick.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But that's
the rest of it's not
trash.
that useful to us right away.
Yeah. I'm just gonna hit.
But yeah, Mulligan. Yeah,
okay. Now I'm gonna sit back because that's the beauty of this microphone, Pat. It's all
okay.
you.
Well, I'm gonna start a game.
I'm gonna. Okay, we have to move this over.
Okay.
So drag that bad boy over. Keep going all the way to like jam. No, come on.
Where do you want it?
Right
Here?
there. Yeah, not blocking anything. And then click back here. Control. Scroll up. Yeah, keep going. You want to just get as big as you can without the UI breaking. Okay, now the UI breaks because we have a scroll bar.
Okay,
so scroll one more titch. You don't want the scroll bar. Perfect.
Okay, cool.
All right. Ice and remote server. I'm already sweating. It's really hot here. We turned the AC off.
Yep, as always.
Hey, Paul. Hey, Paso. How's it going?
We've got. Well, I mean, I want to do Sure Gamble. Well, okay, let's draw first, I guess.
Well, for what?
What do you mean for what?
What are you drawing for?
Just anything. Just to have a full hand of options.
So what's your turn? That's the thing. You always want to plan your whole turn.
yeah, of course. I probably will want to hit HQ or R&D at some point.
Yeah, I think we do want to get accesses. I think if we put the self-modifying code down, the threatening clot, that's a really good thing for us. And I do think the Beth is going to be good enough. Yeah, okay, let's do it.
Okay. Sorry. Oh, damn it. So self-modifying code, Beth, and run.
Well, are you going to draw?
Are we doing?
Because if you draw to the clot, you don't install the self-modifying code. So if you want to draw, you want to draw before you put the SMC down, right?
Yeah. Well, I was going to draw first anyway.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So
I think you can gamble run, and you never want to run last click because then sports metal can draw with impunity. You want to make it an awkward decision. So I think you do gamble and you run a server.
Let's see R&D.
Yeah. Oh, R&D really?
Yeah.
HQ is so much stronger.
Is it?
Always.
Trash it.
Because we can't stop. We can never R&D lock them, but getting cards out of HQ is important. I don't know if we trash this. We can't afford that.
Yeah, we can't afford it.
We're not a boat deck. We actually don't care about that card.
But I'll put down Beth.
Yeah, we're probably gonna get something. It looks like a Rashida server one. No SMC, but like the most they can fast events probably. Yeah, there's a Rashida is an Alpha Gal. And so when it's not your turn, if you want to do the full Metropolitan Grid experience, you need to keep your hand on the mouse and just highlight the cards so people can. Yeah.
Okay. I should have brought my keyboard from home. Really, stoppable is absolutely right.
You know how to type on apparently.
Okay, you know I can type. We've texted.
So we saw this matchup in Continentals. The Smoke versus Sports Metal matchup
Paul.
is a bit difficult because Smoke has a lot of things to set up. And this is not the sort of deck where breaking ice efficiently is the winning line often. More often than not,
it's Jinja. Interesting.
Okay, we're going to be happy that we can break stuff.
Okay, they're going to get a lot of free installs.
And now they got the Spin Doctor. You have to keep attention to this so we know Drafters on the outermost.
Okay, Drafter here. Don't know what this is.
Oh, Solomir, how much worse is the price now? Because it closed today. I did mine early this week. Yeah, the world's hotels just got more expensive if you're trying to stay at the same place.
That really hurts.
Yeah,
that sucks for everyone.
Great. I hope y'all got your hotel room. If not,
today is the last day, right? Or is it too late now?
I don't know. Solomir might know. Okay.
I mean, yeah, Solomir.
So can we possibly contest the Jinja? We know there's a Drafter, which that's bad. They've discarded 2 cards from archives. A good thing about Jinja is that if they're not installing cards, it means they have agendas. Oh, today's the last day. Okay.
Okay, so do it. Everyone, book a hotel room. Even if you're not going, book a hotel room. Should we just slam self-modifying code and run?
We can't get through a Drafter and another piece of ice. We have to set up for the late game.
Yeah, you're right.
Because I don't think we can contest our own server.
Should we draw then? I think we draw.
What are we drawing into?
Events, so we can play Anacam and then keep drawing.
Because I don't think it's going to be a fast events deck.
I mean, that'll be interesting later.
If you book without the Sunday, you should be good. Okay, that's good to know. Oh, yeah, that's okay to set up with SMC.
Yeah, so I'll do Anacam. I won't do SMC yet.
Why are you Anacaming?
Well, because I'm going to do Overclock soon.
Into what?
What do you mean into what?
I am so averse to installing cards that give you no value the turn that you install them. That's a problem with me. And I think I'm right only 90% of the time. But I don't think pleasure installing an Onicom when they have a Jinja, it might be the play, unless you can get value of it this turn. I think you have to hit centrals. Like they drew a fair bit.
Mm-hmm.
You probably want to run archives too to some extent. I don't know if they're on Elvigao, but like we need to contest Spin Doctor. They're probably gonna trash it themselves. But we definitely need to go Axis.
This is okay. They know us.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So, okay. So, sorry. So yeah, we want to hit HQ.
Yeah.
Okay. So
we don't have Dirty Laundry, I don't think. Like, yeah, just HQ, get a read of it. Because again, if they're drawing a lot with Jinja, they might have agendas. The problem is they could be in archives and they could be setting up.
Is this a Pat's place? You wish, then you could come over.
How's it going, Daichi?
All right, Seamless. Well, we figured.
Okay. So no surprises there. Actually, it's like this is interesting for a sports deck, that's for sure. So we want to set up.
Hit this and tap?
I think so. I feel like we might be a bit too slow, but eventually we have a pretty good late game to deal with ice. And we need to pay attention, of course. Can you highlight Jinja? Because what this does, it allows them to reveal any card they draw, and then they can install it largely for free. Red level clearance, they just drew a card that isn't an agenda. It could have been a red level.
Okay, and they put down a Hagen here, and they put down a Hagen. Okay, interesting.
Now the thing is, they don't have money.
Barrier. They don't have enough money to. Well, they have enough money for 2 Hagens, but they got barrier, sentry.
They just drew another, and they did install it.
Friend of the channel, John Verrill, is.
Hey, John.
Hey, John. It's me, Top Mom.
So they shoved the Spin Doctor, so something's in the remote server. So this is where we need to consider running because of the Rashida. If they res a Hagen, like we're okay. But ideally, I think we do SMC into what's it called? Into Overclock. The issue is that like we can't deal with the drafter very easily. We need 2 stealth credits.
I do like that we've got like several of the Montreal group in the chat right now trying to guess trying to like triangulate our location.
I know.
Okay, sorry. So self-modifying and then overclock here.
The problem is we can't deal with drafter. They don't know.
No, they don't know.
We could also consider. Sorry, Sirens. We could consider Simulchip SMC credit overclock, just so that we could pull 2 programs if we need to, because we're gonna have to deal with the Hagen plus.
That does make sense. Yeah. Okay. So self-modifying.
Are you going to be in town on Sunday? Parallel, not exactly. Unfortunately, like it is Canadian Thanksgiving. It's also my brother's like 35th birthday. So Sunday night after the event, we're going out for dinner with the family. So I'm not gonna be able to do like a big hangout on Sunday, but I'll be there Thursday to Saturday night.
Even though I'm an honorary member of the Gomazel family, I will not be part of that dinner. So I'll just be kind of wandering the streets, gnawing on bones, going through trash cans, like a good Toronto raccoon should. Where are we? Okay.
Yeah, it's hard with that. Okay, you can click for credit probably first and let it rip.
You think so?
Oh no, don't click. Sorry, you have telework.
Oh yeah, of course.
We just need more money. The problem is we're gonna not have stealth credits.
Well, I should have installed Anacam.
No, I think we need the money more than we need the card draw, because that's 6 credit swing, right?
Yeah. Okay, server 1. Let's see what happens. We know that this is a Haken.
Oh, Kevin, I want to shout out Pat because he recently joined the art brief team.
Stop
to help
it! Oh
out
my
with Parhelion. Him
god!
volunteering his time to help out with the writing briefs.
Kevin, you're going to embarrass me in front of everyone.
Pat told me, of course, and he was very proud.
No, I wasn't. I'm very ashamed.
Get the Annie down? I don't know. Not this turn. We need the money. The thing is, like, I think Pickwin knows that we can't deal with Drafter. The question is, what does Drafter install? Like, if it installs like a what's it called? Be nice to him. If it installs like a defensive upgrade, that can be an issue.
Kevin, you can't believe you embarrassed me like that. Oh my god.
He will be out. I know. I'm excited. How is Sports used in a vertical deck? I don't know if this is going to be like an optimal deck, but Sports' ability is just good enough.
Okay, let's go get our barrier breaker.
So now if there is the drafter, they're probably not scoring it.
And we have a paperclip.
Are you commentating Intercontinentals? But I'm not only commentating, I'm hosting it. So it'll be the Metropole Grid type streaming experience. But it'll be on Project Nisei. So if you haven't given them a follow, give them a follow. This title's debate? Nah, it's not. How's it going, Jeff?
Wait, what? Oh, her. I forgot about her, yeah.
Don't use it.
You don't want me to use it? You just want me to...
because with that 1 stealth credit, we can actually break Drafter.
Okay, sorry, let me close prompt.
Oh, you just hit done. It's so good last time. Oh,
no, I shouldn't have hit done. Because I was in the middle of breaking it.
Yeah, but you broke it.
Oh, you wanted me to break it?
Yeah.
I thought you were saying
just now we have 1 stealth credit, so we can break Drafter. We can't bypass Drafter. That's something I think I was wrong for the last couple.
Okay.
Are we playing Eternal tonight? No, you're second. That's not the bait.
I am tempted by Eternal though. I don't know if I'll have like the brain space for all those decks.
We can barely deal with this. We can't trash the upgrade again.
Yeah. Do you want to deal with this?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go for it. So simulchip into SMC.
Yeah. Into After Image, which I think should cost us 5, and then we use a stealth credit to boost because After Image requires stealth credits to boost.
And
just hit the 2, the match strength and fully break drafter, and then it'll force you to hit smoke.
Go. Okay, but basically we cannot deal with any of the upgrades, so we're gonna have to jack out now, right?
No, we steal an agenda. There's an agenda in there.
Oh, you think it's agenda?
There's a small chance it's Rashida, but it's more likely to be agenda. We've seen a seamless. Yeah. Boom.
Damn it.
Oh, that's a terrible agenda. Hey, Meowdy. Wayne, how's it going? Hello. Yo, who can sound off if you're happy to say about who's going to Worlds and who is still considering it, who's got their stuff. But I'm really excited to see y'all.
Who's got 4 thumbs and is going to Worlds? These guys.
Showing credit means again they drew a card that's not an ice.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So
Thank
now
you, Beth.
we're like gutted a bit, but we have 2 breakers. So Beth is
and we
important.
got some money. Okay,
Yeah, let's
so
draw. You see, if we installed the Anacom, we would have not that like hitting them scoring the global food initiative, I think is fine. So here we have a fork. We can either run HQ to steal an agenda, which we don't have Mad Dash, so it puts us closer to game point. I think this deck is on Deep Dive. No, it's on Twinning.
it's on Deep Dive and Twin.
Oh, sick.
Couldn't afford to get it. That's too bad. I mean, there'll be others.
Yeah.
Oh,
Elwin couldn't afford to get out there. Yeah, there'll be another one for sure. Going to Worlds, can't wait. Yo, Baza, heck yeah. Yo, do you still have that playmat? All right.
Should we run HQ hit this?
I think we just hit that and put it down daily cast. Because I think we're in an hour. Our job is to camp the remote.
Mm-hmm.
It just to become a parent this year, so no Worlds. Yeah, don't worry, Alec.
That's
still pretty good.
Irresponsible, frankly. Oh, Fairchild. Okay.
Fairchild through the Animmost. Okay, we can click through that.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't plan for a passport in time. Yeah, that's really difficult.
I was told when I went to the passport office, and I told you this story about how they completely butchered my name.
Yeah.
They told me that would be like 100 days from when I went to go get request a new passport, a replacement passport. Sorry.
No, you're good. You continue your story. I just want to do this.
And then I actually got my passport today. Someone woke me up at like 7 a.m. knocking on my door saying I have to sign for a parcel, and it was my new passport. So that was great.
Hey, Pop Culture Detective. Love your channel, by the way. I might have missed this, but did you talk about how to fix this boat takeover issue? Not exactly. We're going to address it a bit. We're going to have... Nisei said there's going to be a new ban list update within 3 weeks of Worlds, so we're going to get a bit of time. We're definitely going to talk about it. I think there's some interesting ways. I don't know whether Nisei is going to go out and ban one of their newest cards that's been out for a while.
I doubt it.
I think there's a chance they're just going to try to ban the inevitability of the late game cards like Rizeki and Pantap, and that might like give Shaper a good late game, but not the inevitability... Or sorry, a good early game, but not the inevitability of late game, but... Not 100% sure.
I feel like running HQ.
Okay. There's a seamless you can access. Oh, cool.
Okay, that's good to know.
That's good.
I don't know, credit? Or no, put this down. Well, no, I can't click it.
No. We should have got down, mind you, if we were going to run our net McCurr, because we could have boosted into
That's
it.
a good point.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I could
we
use
just pay to boost.
use smoke and
You can just install the Telework, whatever.
all right,
That's
fine.
Hey, Kizra, how's it going? It's going good. We got a good stream today. A lot of news, a lot of stuff to talk about. How's your altar?
So much stuff to talk about.
There's a seamless. So here they're going to get a better agenda than what we stole.
Office.
Yo, also, I know I promised this, but we're gonna have. Oh, I have to pull it up. But we have a vegan Toronto map. So excited about that. I asked my brother's wife, who's a vegan. So if you want vegan eating options, I can share you a nice pinned map of Toronto.
You can't say vegan while we're playing Netrunner because I immediately assume a Wayland that doesn't have meat damage.
Yeah.
Like, what does that have to do with the Toronto map?
Okay, now they have border control on the outermost of their Fairchild, so that remote server is now cursed.
Yep,
At
that's fine with
this
me.
Point
Now
we're going to have to win off the centrals.
Yeah, and that's fine. We're playing a different game now.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start the turn.
Can buff corpse with unbans too? So I'm working on a video that should be out maybe next week where we go through the whole ban list. I think there's maybe 1 or 2 cards that can get unbanned. I'm looking at you 24/7. Yeah, Izzy. Okay, we'll share the map at the news section. Don't worry. And if you miss it, it'll be in the link of the YouTube video.
Okay, so what I want to do is hit this.
You saying it's not so much about being a 50% win rate. I think the problem is like so few decks can be competitive into the boat meta. I think the deck you're playing is like really well positioned against that. That's at least the way I see it. Like casually, I get stomped by boat, and like it's not. I don't know what it's doing, but I'm believing. Being Toronto is clearly the name of a new Wayland deck. It'll be at Worlds. Very excited for Toronto because I think there's 3 different tiki bars there. I have been to a tiki bar in Toronto.
I don't think I've ever been to a tiki bar.
I think tiki bars are weird.
Oh yeah, of course they're
really
weird. They're super weird. I'd love to go to one though.
Yeah.
You know, like Zaphod says, anything for a weird life.
How many of the Midnight Sun Shaper cards become unplayable if they have to nuke the boat? I wouldn't say unplayable, but the run-based Shaper we're seeing now, I don't think is anywhere near as consistent. Like, I don't think you're going to see Into the Depth 3 times over. All right.
Okay.
So there's a list of Netrunner cards that are like my least favorite that like really like kind of get to you, and that's fine. It's important to have like emotional responses to games, and Ginger's one of them. Do you want to share one of yours? Maybe we can like open up here.
Sorry, I was reading chat. What are you saying?
What cards do you not like? Because Ginger,
what cards do I not
Ginger's
like?
one that gets me.
I like Ginger. I think Ginger's cool. Like maybe it could be a little bit less powerful. I think it's fine.
There's nothing in HQ.
Dirty Laundry HQ.
Yeah. So we're gonna go boost. So I'm just gonna go give a little boost to Reno there, so we can put our credit on our thing. Actually, we want to draw probably.
Okay. Say so.
Next, we're gonna draw again though, so maybe that was a bit too much. Here we can creative commission to get 4 credits. It's hard to get creative commission on income, so I'm not gonna like really stretch myself for value. Yeah. And all we need to draw is the twinning.
I mean, I think it must be reconstruction contract.
Really?
For Coco, yeah. Just because like that card doesn't feel like it's played in the spirit it's meant to be played in, right?
But it's flexible and cool and
I guess it's flexible, but yeah, but
you're not wrong. I see where you're coming from.
That's what bothers me about the cards. Like that's not what the card says.
No, I know.
No one has ever done meat damage while that's on the board. Come on.
I like Jinja. It's a fun, unusual Econ card. I feel like Jinja falls into the same sort of like SSO sort of thing, where if you don't deal with it early, you lose.
Yep. All right, so they're on 10. We have no way of getting a Code Gate Breaker, which is...
Yeah, we have SFC.
We have an SNC, yeah.
Okay, now they played... Can you highlight the lockdown in the play area?
So everything has +2 strength, and non-Icebreaker cards cannot break subroutines.
Okay, so that doesn't matter.
Yeah, this is only going to be around for 1 turn.
Yes, it matters for the strength. But the problem is this remote server still is border control into Fairchild. So our goal here is to force them to spend money. Because I don't think we're going to get it. Let's see.
Okay.
Ooh. Corps tend to overextend in their mode and then lose on centrals. I think you're right, and I think that's how we're gonna have to win here, Kat. Is we're gonna have to force them to res on server 1 and then just twinning R&D. So we have to do damage control here. So unfortunately, we didn't pre-install the SMC, which I think we should have. So now we have to run server 1 and click through a Fairchild, which is going to be bad. Hopefully that a card in server 1 is not another off-world office, so they don't have a positive tempo score.
Okay, that's what you want us to do.
Yeah. As he says, I'm about to dive into standard proper head of worlds, but hanging off of the ban list. Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to hang off the ban list to do some serious testing. But we have, I don't know if you've seen this, Izzy. I don't know the name exactly. I'll be able to shout it out in the news, but Penguin, I think it's something Penguin, shared this really cool document to help people get from startup to standard. And it kind of slaps. So we'll share it because it's a really nice read if you're worried about going to your first event or getting to standard.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the news. That's what you said, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
I never realized for Coco's better than Vlad Grid. It's awesome. You can fast events. You can like do traps.
Yeah, I mean, like with dedication ceremony out of the game, it's not. What can you do with a dedication out of the game?
Sorry, Azyef Ob combo.
Sure. Okay, that's pretty cool.
It's neat. That doc is awesome. Yeah, John, you know it's really good. Saying I saw your deck on Twitch. Nicely done. No Netrunner player in my area, sadly. So I'm mostly just two niche folks that play casual startup. Oh, okay.
I mean, that's fine. Good for you.
Yeah, it's still a good way to do it.
Okay, let's break this.
Yeah, so I think they're just going to underextend here and border control us. So luckily we can.
How are you still at 6?
It's because of the.
Because of the next.
Yeah. Jinja HQ also builds up with agendas because they aren't drawing ice. I hear you, but it feels like in this matchup that's not been the case. And Sports Metal's ability is the reason why. Or sorry, Jinja is being played also with the Sports Metal ability for card draw, which is cool. Don't bypass it. Break it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, which only uses one of our stealth credits.
Yeah. Yeah.
Done.
Yeah. You need to be checking. But the thing is, like, I don't feel like we need to be checking, Kevin, because I think if they draw an agenda, it goes in. Like, I don't.
Oh no, I do need 2 stealth cards. Why am I not bypassing?
Do you need 2 stealth? Oh, because of the strength is boosted.
Strength increase, yeah.
Because we can bypass later if they res like an on-sell. I don't know.
Okay, well, I'll guess I'll use the Netrunner and then put one back on the Netrunner.
Yeah, for sure. I was going to ask you about that for a minute. Just hit after image. No. Okay, you're good.
What was the paperclip trigger there?
Paperclip triggers just show up on JNet.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of things that you can do that will force a paperclip trigger. Totally... Oh, we didn't install this thing, right?
Well, no, because we want to click through Fairchild.
Yeah, that might have been wrong. That's fine. This fires, and then we just run R&D with the twinning. We'll be okay.
Yep.
With Smoke and Mantle, you could boost an Icebreaker on their turn and only earn runs. Mantle you can use on anything.
Yep.
It's not like Chezo, which is run on central servers. It's not like Smoke, which is during runs. It's not like technically you can use the credits on what's it called for anything on Netrunner, but no, you can do it whenever.
All right. So install twinning, run R&D.
What did they do? They drew.
Well, they
shuffled Vitruvius back. So I think here you dirty laundry HQ, then you install. Oh no, we won't get the twinning because we've already used a card from a counter. It checks first time a turn.
Of course.
So I think you just dirty laundry HQ, run R&D.
That's fine with me.
It's the ghost clip he likes even counting a century. Yeah, no, it just happens.
Yeah, I'll trust Rashida.
Yeah, sure. Don't. Okay.
Interesting.
So now you run R&D.
Yep, just a plain run.
You think Agenda and HQ? They only shuffled one back. There's a chance, but I don't know why they would hold another one. On the issues, I'm seeing that startup feels healthy for casual play, though maybe endurance crosses that line. So,
do we try
no,
this
that's
one?
a bad draw for them.
Okay.
We're good at dealing with ice. We're not like hard countered. This is where
I'm not sure.
Where I think you want to get the twinning down and trying to use Netmercur on their turn.
How do we? Oh yeah, because we can use it for anything.
Yeah, so you can just boost a breaker.
True. Cool.
Yeah. Hey Catherine, I ended up diving to deep end of Arkham, picked up revised course. I know Chicago. Wife and I played the intro scenario tonight. It was lots of fun. Yo,
Very
welcome. Cool. Arkham is. It's an off-world office. Arkham is really, really, really quite good.
Yep.
I've been playing it for years. I have 2 ongoing games right now, and it's still fantastic. And there's a really exciting new set coming out in like as few as a couple weeks, as much as a month, depending where you are, I guess.
I'm more excited for the campaign.
Oh, you didn't boost on their turn. Shit. That's fine. Arkham gets you.
Okay.
So here we have to respect Fairchild 3. We have to kind of respect Gatekeeper to some extent. But we need to get accesses. Like, we need to get 1 million accesses already. Can you scroll down the log? It got jammed. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. So how do we deal with...
They seamless.
Fairchild.
They must have. You click through it.
Yeah, seamless. Yeah, so you just want me to run R&D?
Yeah, I think so.
That's the plan? Okay.
My startup opinions are mostly just fishing, canvassing. I don't play the format enough. So the issue is like I'm in a weird spot, Sengren, because I've been playing a fair bit of startup, but I don't know what kind of startup I'm experiencing because I always start a lobbied room and it says my name on it so people understand what they're getting into. And there's a chance that people will try harder. There's a chance that people are showing up with the good stuff because they want to like, you know, win. And I get that. That makes sense. So I don't know whether I'm seeing like a disproportionate number of people who are playing like lat all the time or whether the casual startup lobby is something different. I can't tell. But the problem is like I'm not playing tier 1 decks and it's been an issue.
Yeah, well, that's something I was about to ask. Like, do you think like...
Okay, Pop Culture says mostly lap boat online. Yeah, I'm not surprised. It's either that or deep dive. And I think the biggest issue is startup just doesn't have enough like disparate win conditions. So people are doing the path of least resistance. And yeah, that makes sense.
Hello, non-celebrity Marc Andre.
Hey, Marc Andre, how's it going?
Yeah, anyway, so I was about to ask like at non-top tier competitive level, is the difference in like in the meta that like are runners still so favored at the lower tables, do you think?
I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of data. Yo, Smash HQ, they drew 3. And we can access 2 cards as long as you boost something. Boat everywhere and it's brutal. Okay, Astrolad.
Can we? No, I don't. I wouldn't be able to. Oh yeah, I can. I keep forgetting. Yep.
Or just boost, not Nemmercur, boost with smoke.
Yep.
Yeah. Place. Reach.
Well,
did you already use one?
Did I?
Oh, because smoke doesn't count because she's not installed.
She's not installed.
We went over this. So I'll boost again with your after image. That's still probably right.
There we go.
Okay, and I'll ask you automatically. It
will? Okay, cool.
It's actually really good. That's 58 used right? We can hope. Okay. No. Get rid of that. We're going
run
back
again. Yeah. HQ, come on.
Yeah, we knew that. Okay, hold on. Pump the brakes. Install the mantle just so we can boost on their turn.
Sure.
But we're gonna need our decoder soon. Luckily, their gatekeepers are mostly rezzed. Here's a bug question for you too. If you were bored with endurance, what job would you have? That's a good question.
That's a good question, John. Thank you. John knows how to keep a stream going. That like John can sense when a stream's getting bored, and he's like, I've got to spice this up. Thank you, John, for that.
We're gonna lose the food in the remote.
Absolutely, there's a food in the remote. It's definitely food in the remote.
Check archives. Do they have all 3 seamlesses? That would have to be the 3rd seamless. I would probably work in something closer to engineering, like engine room shit. Excuse my vulgar term there.
Oh my god, that's terrible. Obviously, like I'd be the cook.
Yeah, don't start your turn. Booster twinning.
Okay.
You'd be the cook.
Oh, yeah. And I'd be drunk, so I'd have like the staggers and the jags, you know, and obviously I'd be the subject of many sea shanties, although I'd never sing any.
Second mate is a good option, and it's like a quintessential Yusengren option. Yeah, like I'm just doing something in the background. It's not really important.
Yeah. No one cares about me until like 2 people die. So.
I think I might have got the joke there. Okay. We got to win off of R&D, man. How cursed is the remote server? They don't have Fairchild money. Can we run through the server twice? We need to produce the decoder.
Oh, we need to produce a decoder.
We have 2 overclocks.
I'm running through it twice.
21.
And the decoder starts at 1, right? So
Yeah.
we still have to boost on this, and this needs 2 boost. Let's not bother. Let's win off R&D.
Let's hope. Okay.
Which means
official dog walker. Good choice.
yeah, I guess
Yeah, if we pre-install our SMC, we'd actually have a deep dive line, but we're not getting enough clicks because this deck doesn't have click generation besides Beth. But that's why we like give them money. Yeah, I would just play that. Draw once because we can get an overclock or some a run event. So I guess we just SMC run R&D. If they spend a lot of money resing ice, like that's all they're doing.
Yep.
And we can't click through a Fairchild 3 on this turn. I've been playing What's Up with the Boat. I saw people asking for the nerfs. Firstly, we'll get to it a bit more in the news section because we're going to review a bit of Continentals. But basically,
it's Penrose, right?
Yeah, it's Penrose.
Yeah.
Wow, we have no money.
Yeah.
But basically, it's a very prominent card. It showed up in every top. It's a 5 influence Shaper card, and it showed up in every top 8 deck in Euro Africas, and not all of those were Shaper.
Do I fully break or just break the end of the run? Like,
wouldn't a line have been top of R&D and then deep dive? We don't have we didn't have a stealth breaker like a decoder.
Yeah, we didn't have to go to deal with the gatekeeper. Do I break both these, you think? Do I let them draw?
No.
Okay.
Like
we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sort of.
Yeah, no, just break what you can.
Okay, yeah, so I'm just gonna break one of them.
Yeah.
The end of the run. And I'll spend from
Kevin, I saw your comment, and I know we talked about this. I do agree. I think the problem is corps don't have a lot of win conditions. Like it's punitive, go fast, or defensive upgrades, and 2 of those lose to late game inevitability. Can you scroll the chat log?
Oh, sorry.
Thanks. No, it just happens.
No, but also I naturally say sorry. You know, it's like it's a problem. I need to
You
talk.
didn't
to
break all of it?
No.
Oh, I thought you would.
No, I
because
thought
now if they hit a seamless, they win with the food.
Well, they probably had a seamless in hand.
I don't know. Not always.
Anyway,
we'll see. For weaker players, I think boat is harder for corp to deal with because trying to understand if you have a scoring window at all, the strength is iffy and the boat really throws it off. Boat is cool in some ways too, though. Like for newer players, if they are playing boat, they want to be a bit more aggressive, and I like that. I like that it's a Shaper card that forces like runs, and I think that's inherently good for Netrunner. But yeah, the card looks good.
I guess I'm going to use Netrunner just to boost something because I use from smokes and I do one other.
You can only get one a turn. Oh
yeah, but I don't think I've gotten it
okay,
yet.
yeah,
So.
cool. Yeah, I like.
There we go. And breach server, and we're going for maximum accesses.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Okay, now we're gonna need a 6/6 sweep of HQ.
Well, not gonna bother.
No, you could trash it, but you don't want to.
Now we're just gonna go for HQ.
Do you prefer Miss Bones or Beth, like as a person or as a card?
God damn, that Crisium Grid doing work.
Yeah.
Protecting HQ. Good for them.
In there. If only the bow was an AI, so there could be some tech ice for it. I guess not that many in startup, but still. Yeah, it's interesting if more of the clauses were a bit more punishable, like ice, vehicle, AI. AI is a thing that I think could showed up on a couple cards, like Angola or Lamb, and that would have
more early game multi-sub ice also would help quite a bit.
Yeah, anything that can deal with more than one kind of type ice generally has a clause to it.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, that means the game's not over.
They're going to advance once.
Yep.
Okay. Get the twinning trigger? Yeah, we want to get it this turn. Get the twinning pad before we start our turn. Thank you. Is it time for Caddy Jones to make a comeback? Caddy Jones, John, I think is like such an overvalued card, and especially in this fast meta, I don't think she's playable.
Okay.
I think Caddy Jones is like one of the cards that people use terribly the most consistently.
What I want to do is use this. Like we know what's on R&D, right? We only stole one thing, and we know that then there's an NGO.
Did they draw? No.
Let me go back and check.
When we scored the food, they didn't draw, did they?
No.
Okay. Yeah, we do need a Spiderweb reprint. Unfortunately, it's envelopment and people don't want to play it. But I agree. Something just like Spiderweb would be simple enough. Just 3 sub and the runs would be like a big deal.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Like I'm sure there's something in HQ. That's a possibility.
We have to steal so many points in this turn. I think our only option is deep dive. But unfortunately, we have no credits.
Well, we might.
We need 2 credits to play deep dive, and we need to break potentially 4 pieces.
So what we do is we get 2 credits onto Netmercur.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do.
Kind of want to check archives, but I don't know what's in there.
I mean, maybe we can start with archives.
I think we can start by running HQ, unless that's a big bluff. Because the top of R&D ain't it, right? So the only way we can win is HQ. Can we run the remote? No.
No, we're not going to run the remote.
We can't run the remote.
Not with 1, 2, 3 stealth. Technically 4 stealth cards. It's very cute.
Unless we, in theory, we
Click
could
the
have dieseled into overclock, which actually would have been fun.
Hey,
Hey,
1070. And there's Fairchild.
Okay, that's fine. We break that for like 3 credits. We can also trash our cards on the last turn if we're gonna lose. So match strength. Use the mantle so we can boost our thing. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now you're hitting that. So break. How many subroutines? 1. Break one end of the run and just start trashing your shit. So that I guess you don't have to use stealth, but we have to.
We have to use stealth. Yeah.
So go ahead and trash your mantle.
Okay. Well, I will.
Yeah. And then just trash Bath because it doesn't matter. Can you highlight Fairchild 3 so people see the subroutines? It's a very powerful card.
It's a very powerful
on the
card.
last turn. Nothing matters.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, so you can say that about so much ice.
Unless that's an NGO. Which it could be an NGO. I think their slow roll was a bit strange. You think it's a 3rd GFI? I think so. Ooh.
I don't know.
We're not hitting R&D.
We're not. Yeah, because we know
we hit R&D. They only have 4 credits. I think we could hit R&D.
We know what the top of R&D is. That's interesting.
But we can see 2 more. I think we see 2 here, 2 in R&D.
How can we see 2? Oh, 1 and 1?
Yeah. Drafter, Chrism Grid. Patrick.
The game is afoot.
Ooh.
We thought this game was a hand, and now this game they just drew
cards. So we can either run HQ back and sweep 2, which is less good than seeing 2 cards on top of RD.
I think RD has to be it.
But we must first calculate our numbers here. We don't have to do anything now. In theory, we could always diesel into overclock.
Sure.
Oh, there are 3 GFIs? Yeah, you're right, actually, Sangren. That's weird.
Okay, so yeah, let's diesel.
What's the overclock count? I think there's 3 in the list, right? It's an on-come list. You play 3.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, I'm going to diesel. There's the overclock.
Okay. You can technically play it, even though it's not highlighted. Oh, wait, whoa, hold on.
Oh.
We want to plan our turn. We got another click left.
Do you want to run archives? What
I think we click for a credit to overclock just so that we have at least 3 stealth credits.
Okay. Credit, then overclock.
Yeah, just because we can't use our Netrunner to play we could to play the overclock, but I feel like that would be wrong.
Okay, so
border control. Hold on, yeah. But if they border control, they're not winning.
Yeah,
right? Like,
That's fine.
We
want them to border. That'd be great.
Border control.
I'd love them to border.
Yeah, if they border control, we're happy. What if deep dive? Yo, next turn.
I mean, definitely not next turn, but sure.
Why credit instead of telework? Oh, stoppable.
God damn it!
Yeah,
damn it, stoppable. Come on.
You're right.
Where were you 15 seconds ago? Come on.
No, you're totally right. We got. You install a card, you forget about it. It's tiny. Yeah, break that. We have 5 credits off everything.
Oh yeah, we have 5 credits off everything. Yeah, of course.
30 laundry on archives. I don't want to do that because then we'd have to use our 2 stealth credits off the Mercur. Yeah, telework is way better than click for credit. That's obvious. Nothing to it. We just win. Yeah, we win. Told you. Trash that. We just win. Don't trash that.
Oh right.
Done.
Okay. Well, no.
Close prompts.
Yeah.
Metro Upgrade has been a godsend to start up course by distracting runners from Bow with the Aztec. I like that. The Aztec is really fun.
I guess that's it.
I think the telework is going to be a problem because, well, first we lose here, but also we can't deep dive next turn. Get rid of the telework. The game's over. Actually, SMC is probably the right thing. Oh, we flew so close. The trash still happened in the chat?
Oh, whoops.
Oops.
Don't know how, but all right.
Sangren, you're onto something.
We have an open.
We have an opening.
Okay.
Well, we don't have an open R&D.
No, but
the game
is still.
If only we kept our mantle.
Well, they did install something into server 1, so this turn for sure.
Okay, so I'm saying that's a 2-point agenda. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So there's 6 points between 12 cards and a full archives. Okay.
Telework.
Why aren't you playing Bowden as? Honestly, you should. I want to play Bowden Criminal tonight. Okay, what's the whole turn? Can you rate thinking? Pick one knows that we have to argue. Okay, so we can do telework.
Yep.
Unfortunately, we can get 2 axes off the top of R&D. So I think we
probably
dirty laundry archives. Sorry, telework, dirty laundry archives, and then we can run R&D twice because we have to get through border control.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything to it.
Okay.
We only have 4 stealth credits.
I think I like that.
Deep dive?
Well, I mean, no, it's too late as soon as I click the thing.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe there's a chance. Can you check archives real quick? Okay.
2 seamless.
Very good, Ginges. Good. The Crisium, we finally trashed it.
I guess we did.
We have to wait it out.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we have to run twice.
Yep.
And we need to make them spend a fair bit of money. We haven't seen the Luminal, which could be server 1. I mean, I watched Kevin play Hoshiko with Keiko and Boat in standard, so why not Boat as? So far, it's the criminals that are the only ones not doing it. Don't use stealth credits if you don't have to.
No.
Yeah.
But I will use at least one stealth
Oh, yeah,
credit
for sure.
the end.
And Ellie.
Yeah.
No, nothing to that. Keep paying out of pocket.
You don't want me to use one off net recur?
Okay, use one. Done. Place. This deck was not working as I like. Your Hoshiko deck? Okay, we played around this.
Okay, this is fine. This is fine.
Where did they get all the money? Didn't they only have 8 credits?
Well, they did get another off-world office. I
thought they only had 8 credits. If only would boosted for counter 20 on the corpse turn. I know. Oh, I don't know who's in the wrong there, but yeah, we needed to boost constantly.
I guess I use smoke here. I'm not sure.
You use smoke, but you only break one of the subroutines, right? They can have unlimited credits.
Oh, okay. I think I said break all.
Oh shit, that's fine.
Okay,
just save one. Just use. Yeah, use smoke. It doesn't matter. Hit done, and give yourself a credit and tell them they can get credits. Yeah, we're like, that's the thing. It's like we missed some of our 20 counters, and like you see this even at top tables. Like you can't miss your 20 counters. It's the difference between winning and losing the game, especially in the sports medal matchup.
Are they not stopping? There we go.
Okay, we have enough money, right? We're gonna assume we have enough money.
Yeah,
it's 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5. We're fine. Go.
Yeah, because this gets an extra. Okay, cool. I'm calm. You're the one who's freaking out.
Yeah, but again, the 20 counters are so important.
I'm only gonna break one code gate subroutine, right?
Things will get missed.
No, we break both. Yeah.
No. You can't let them draw. Just do everything.
I guess.
Because we have to spend every single credit.
Right. Yeah.
You're gonna spend everything.
Doesn't even matter.
Actually, I think you did it slightly wrong.
I think I did it wrong.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll just fix it. Because because you can do this. You can spend nem recur. No, because paperclip can't. You did it wrong. Yeah, this is slightly wrong. Okay, hold on. Hold the microphone. We did this wrong. We'd have to boost with Mercur on.
Thank you, Sangren.
Gatekeeper.
I'm stressed watching the numbers graph go up and down.
Go ahead. Okay, cool. So we're just gonna empty this bad boy.
And then use.
Yeah, no, this shaper mistakes. Those are all mine. I'll take all of them.
I appreciate that.
I get in front of this all the time.
And here we go. Two cards.
We're winning Gatekeeper. Oh my god, we've done it. We've actually won a shaper game. When they're the best in the format.
No one believed in us, especially not me.
We did not believe in ourselves. But you have to hold on. That's kind of the shaper promise. 37 minutes for 12 turns. Feels like we might have played that one a bit slow. We would get the judge called on us.
I'm sorry, my two-headed opponent is arguing with himself.
Yo, pick one. Good game. Oh man, you don't need endurance. You just need to play. 20, honestly,
dude, like, a 37-minute game. Of course, you need endurance.
Yeah,
come on.
Lamau Rogers. How's it going, Rongi? Thanks for being fan. Yo, wish him well. The pick one's the best. Type. Pass still doesn't.
What do I say? What do I say?
Cheers. Thanks for the game.
You left the game. Damn it.
Okay. This deck is probably quite fine. This is not the sports medal matchup we mulligan for. I think that's pretty obvious.
Also, this is not the Serrano de Bergerac remake that I was expecting when we got together. I'm gonna type to your opponents. You tell me what to say.
You ready for some news? What time is it? 9:44. We got a lot of news, so we're gonna run through the news. The problem
I need to get a drink of water.
Yeah, we have a monitor up here, so now it's hard to open these tabs. Okay, let's start. We'll run through news, and let me tell you, we have a bunch of stuff to talk through. Let's start here. 2022 World Championship ticketing and launching. Tickets are still open for Worlds, but if you want to get the hotel prorated rate for the Sheraton Center, which is about half price to what it normally is, you have basically like 3 hours to get the sorted out.
Please.
So get in on that. Otherwise, you're going to feel a bit silly if you end up in the same rooms down the hall from everyone else, but you pay twice as much.
Yeah,
just deny that happened.
It is the same venue as the tournament. It's so easy to just go up to your room and take a nap at lunch, which you might need to do.
Do you not like public toilets? You don't have to worry about that. You can go upstairs and use your own toilet.
If you want to use a public toilet, you can. I'm not going to stop you, but you don't have to this time.
I fed Pat news. I should stay for this. Do you have the imagery link somewhere? We'll pull them up.
Wait, Dan, did you send the interlink?
Yeah. Saffron Beeble Brooks.
Okay, he sent me the injury link. Can I send you this?
Yes.
Oh, he said link is also in chat.
Okay. Your link gets eaten in chat, Dan. Maybe you want to Discord it to me. We'll get it in.
Yeah, Discord to Andre. That's well.
2022 World Championship prize support.
I sent it.
We've shown some of this stuff before in the stream. Shout out to Metroball Grid, but there's a couple more art things if you haven't been paying attention.
They've been updating this page, right?
Yes, they've been updating this. So this is really, really cool.
TBD, let's go. No, I think a lot of it is no longer TBD.
That's very funny. Okay, so there's some new stuff that are showing up here. A lot of this stuff is just at the bottom.
Okay.
You get to see the judge prize support, which is a mutual favor.
I love handing a. That's kind of rude to hand a steaming cup of coffee to someone who's like giving a presentation.
Yeah, is this someone from Nisei? This has to be somebody from Nisei.
It must be, right?
Yeah,
but I don't know them by face.
Yeah, exactly. I just know names online better. But that's a really cool judge award. That's sick. Other stuff we've shown off. There's some new stuff here. We have
that Polangi.
Polangi from Scott Aminga, which is really
Scott Aminga,
colorful.
I hope I get to meet him in person to just thank him.
Yeah.
And because like I don't know how Nisei found him. I'm gonna have to. I guess I could just ask someone at Nisei.
Yeah.
But like he is so special, and he understood the assignment so perfectly.
Yes. This is really cool. And I think there's another Scott. No, this is not a Scott. Excuse
me. He said he might be going. Okay, cool.
Yeah. There's another Scott art further down that we'll see. Yeah. Oh, that's really cool. That Polangi's sweet. On top of that, this cleaver is awesome. This is nice and colorful. That's a Hagen getting chopped, huh?
Oh, cute. I didn't realize that. Yeah. Right? Hi, future Dane, and goodbye, past Dane.
Hey, Dane, how's it going? Watch the VOD tomorrow morning before work. Enjoy tomorrow.
Oh, I have a message from future Dane. Don't turn left. I don't know what it means. Just like avoid that direction.
He'll know.
Yeah, he'll know.
It'll make sense. This I really like this a fair bit. It slices and dices. It even makes julienne fries. You go through that Hagen, cuts in half. Fantastic. Other stuff that's new. This particular planogram is awesome.
Look at this art. This is Win Lacabre, who also did the Crypto Crash art.
Okay.
And I think that
recognize the name.
The three like runners who've retired art, like the Class Act, the Artist, the Nihilist. Yeah. And I think this is the best of their work so far, or at least the ones I've seen in Netrunner.
There's this really haunting YouTube video of a visualization of what like AR marketing could look like that I don't know if you've seen this, but someone walking down the street and you see all these projections. And if you read like some of the old FFG lore stuff, this stuff is targeted for you and it'll project to you and it'll talk to you by name. That's how this works. And this is like a really nice visualization of it. It's also really cool to see this much color. A lot of times you think cyberpunk and it doesn't look this bright and shiny. So this is really cool.
Wait, sorry, Dan, are you saying that Win Lacabre is Esbior? I didn't realize that was the same person, because I have Esbior's like the charity alt art for like Bravado and Jailbreak, and those are super cool and look nothing like this. Totally different style.
Yeah, this is really cool. I think the other new stuff is this is a Minga account siphon, which this is the other commissioned what's it called, Eternal card. So this is not a card in the startup format or standard format. You're lucky. But this is a big card. It was one of the biggest Netrunner cards of all time. You got this 9 times in the face when you were playing back in 2015. But you can get another version. This is really, really quite cool. And I think that's it. Besides the
the Cleaver art is Esbior.
Oh, this is Esbior. Cool.
Oh, okay. So that's Esbior's meat space name. Cool.
Very, very cool. And then finally, you get to see the full versions of these, the artificial crypto crash,
and it's gone.
And then you see I think we did see the full blockchain.
Right click, save as.
You turn your head sideways. That's really awesome. I really like that. Pat, can you I'm going to pull the Discord in a second. Give me 1 minute. You can hold for it.
Okay. So what's everybody reading these days? I've actually been reading a poetry collection. First time I know, it's called Soft Science. I can't remember who the writer is, but it's like I think I can recommend it to anyone who's into Netrunner stuff. It's like a sort of sci-fi poetry. It's about cyborgs and feminism. If that meshes, or where those two can intersect, it feels kind of grimy and dirty, but also it's filled with this really intense, interesting imagery. So that's called Soft Science, and I don't know. I hope other people can read it too, so we can have a poetry book club.
Perfectly timed. Welcome back. This is
oh no, Dane.
Some Worlds merch. So this is Nisei stuff that they'll be, I'm not sure, giving away at Worlds. Is price table? Is it for money? Maybe Dan will answer.
I think this is for selling. This is the merch table.
Okay, cool. So we got some nice old shaper toques, as they're called.
Yeah, John's looking at this toque like, oh my god.
I really like the criminal color.
The criminal one's pretty cool.
Criminal's good. And then the anarch one is this nice crimson.
That's my color.
I think
like I'm a cranberry sweaters, cranberry t-shirts kind of guy. I think I'm gonna wear this.
This is awesome. So this is going to be the merch table, and who ordered him to wear that hat? Very good. This is awesome. I think there was big clamoring to get this art on a playmat, but unfortunately, this art is oriented the way that playmats don't work. And so Nisei was like, "That's cool," and they made a 2-player playmat, which is something that used to exist back in the old days. People made custom versions of this. I haven't seen one in such a long time. But this is also the sort of thing that's great for streaming. Just to have something in the center, you don't move cameras. This is awesome. They're on an airplane right now. Really cool. Pat's an Autumn. Yeah, he is.
I'm a bit of an Autumn. You know, I had a golden retriever named Autumn.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. She's a great dog. Very energetic. Went kind of nuts in the water. I can tell you about that another time.
These are patches? Whoa.
No. Are these patches or stickers? I thought these were stickers.
That might be a sticker. Hard to tell. Dan won't let us know. But I thought they looked like there's texturing on it. These might be actually stickers. Yeah, two-player
playmat.
That's awesome. Those are really good stickers. I saw somebody driving a car in Ontario with an NBN license plate.
No way.
And I couldn't figure it out.
Well, it just had the letters NBN.
NBN, right? And I was like, can we stop?
This
is cool.
The 2022 World sticker has the CN Tower in the background.
Yes.
And
it looks like the overclock.
And I think it's overclock.
Yeah.
Or Apex coming to destroy all of Toronto.
Thomas Burton says toques for the Worlds in Canada, very appropriate. That's actually classically been like kind of a tradition. If you went to the Worlds in like Minnesota in October, you needed a toque as well. And so FFG, I have FFG old Netrunner toques as well.
I mean, obviously they need pom-poms to make them proper toques.
Yeah. These are for sale and these are stickers. And there's a big old cutout of Kate.
Hey, Kate.
How do you get that made? That's awesome. And that's for the artist colony table, I reckon. So
wait, can we look at the other stuff? We got a laundry hamper. Let's not get into that actually.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Please bring to Shucks, Pat. Actually,
I guess it's time to talk about Shucks. And Dan's in the chat as well. So Shucks is coming up. It's the weekend before Worlds in Vancouver. I'm going to be there. It's a big board game convention. I've loved going the 2 previous times I've gone. And of course, Nisei has a booth there. They'll be selling Netrunner product through Rain City Games. That's like the local retailer that Shucks partners with.
Cool.
So like you go to Rain City Games, you buy Netrunner product, and I think Nisei is selling like a variety of their stuff. I think all in English, but like most Nisei products you'll be able to purchase there. But at the Nisei booth, like we're going to be doing demos. We're going to be giving away stuff. We're going to be giving away, I think, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say, but it's like a full art custom card just for conventions. So if you play Netrunner, you can come up and ask for it. If you get a demo, you'll be given this card and so on. And also through Shucks, we're going to be giving away a large quantity of System Gateway starters for free to people who come to Shucks. I think it might even be part of like the introductory like package, or maybe it's a first come first serve. I'm not sure exactly how many we have, but
it's cool.
It's super cool. Like so many people who come to Shucks are just getting free Netrunner. And then on top of that, like Dan has a plan to like get people who come to Shucks information on how to join the Vancouver meta, which is so cool. Nice. Yeah, like that's huge. Like I'm going to be there the Tuesday after Shucks, and I'm hoping to see like dozens of new people at the Lion, just hanging out, learning Netrunner, because people will be happy to teach. Pat with the t-shirt cannon firing Netrunner startup. I actually do have a t-shirt cannon the way you spell it, and like I do have my old t-shirt when I first got into Threadless. That was a really weird phase of mine.
Yeah, I got them that too in high school. They still make stuff. It's wild.
Yeah, I have some Center pillows.
Dan has nice Wormwood stuff, I think.
I think that's Wormwood, right? I think
that's good Wormwood stuff.
Oh, did I tell you? Thanks to John Vero also in the chat, I backed the like Box Throne guys new table.
I know it. Oh, the table.
Yeah, they have like a $400 gaming table. I'm like, yeah, this fits exactly my apartment. So that's a Wormwood. All right, good for you, Dan.
Okay. Talking about alterates,
Dan has shown images. I think it's you, Dan, who's shown images of your gaming space. It looks so nice. I don't know if you want to share that with anyone else, but or if I'm misremembering. Sorry, back to you.
No, you're good. Just to talk about alter traits real quick. So there is going to be the artist table. Nisei's talked about this. So if you're bringing stuff to sell, to trade, to give away, and you're at Worlds, there'll be a space for you as long as there's space for you. First come, first serve at the artist table. It's not something that Nisei is taking a cut of. It's not something that they're organizing. It's just a space that you can be. So come there with change, with cash generally, I'm assuming, to be able to buy or to sell stuff. And on that note, Nick sent me this. This is from Pre-Nick, who's from Italy, and he said not to shout him out on the stream, but just to show you this real quick, I need to mute myself. But these are the alt arts from the these are the alt arts that you can find. This is on Near Earth Hub with the artist colony, so you can order these all from Make Playing Cards.
Yeah.
But this is like the set of the they're really nice. I like this one the most.
Which one? I'll see on the VOD. I'll see on the
Yeah,
VOD.
yeah, this is
Actually,
probably not in focus.
yeah. I want to shout another thing about Shucks. Like, I'm not the only Netrunner celebrity you're going to be able to see there, but I do want to make it clear. First of all, if you're near the booth, and again, there's another board game celebrity nearby, and you say, "Oh my God, can I get your autograph?" I will not only sign my name, I will sign Andre's name. And I intercepted his passport documentation. I can do a pretty passable Andre signature. You're going to get quality signatures from both of us on one card. Just make sure, again, Rodney Smith is there. He gets confused. He's like, who's this cool guy that everyone wants to talk to? Maybe I should be best friends with him. The other thing is Morgan is going to be there, the narrative director of Nisei.
Oh, cool.
So if you can, like, assuming we're not super busy at the booth, but you can talk to them and, like, ask questions about the lore, maybe even trick them into giving away spoilers. And Morgan also says that they will have Tim Tams available. I didn't want to say it. I was hesitant to say it because it might cause like a crush of people coming to the booth to get their Tim Tam slams, which you probably can't do because everyone will be masked. Don't do Tim Tam slams on the convention floor. But yeah, just there'll be a lot of Nisei people, a lot of Netrunner celebrities there. So come say hi.
So in terms of World in Toronto, this is something I was able to get together. Huge shout out to my brother's wife, Annabelle, who is lovely. This is a guide to vegan eating specifically in the city of Toronto. So
look at this.
This Sheridan Center, this is where it is, right in the middle. And all these dots, mind you, the link for this will be in the YouTube description. I'm not going to be able to share it now. It's kind of hard. But these are places that Annabelle has eaten as a vegan and she's enjoyed it. I'm a vegetarian, so this sort of stuff works for me. But I think the closest place, if it's not that far off, that's marked here, is over here. There's like a park of food, which is vegan comfort eating food. And over here, there's a pizzeria. But if you want to go down to Kensington Market, which I promise you is like a really nice, cute place. It's like very bohemian, very like...
yeah, I haven't been in there in years, but that's a nice place.
We actually ate here at the Saigon Lotus, which is like Thai and Vietnamese food vegan, just this last weekend. It was good. So if you're looking for vegan eating, and you know it's a bit harder to find that sort of stuff, I'll have this posted in the YouTube description. So check that out. This should be a good map. And if it's not, let Annabelle know, and I'll give her shit. But huge shout out, thank you. Okay, other stuff. Nisei said they're remastering System Gateway, and this was a cool article that came out. So basically, System Gateway is getting some attention after the card backs have changed. So Nisei is going to take some time and go back and update a lot of the other stuff that doesn't match. So they put up this match. There's a bunch of other things that they said they'd go over, removing the Nisei from all card backs. And then there's some interesting errors that I didn't notice. Like
right,
the DZ and the pantograph don't have the shaper watermark on it.
Yeah.
Didn't know there's that. That's wild. Carnivore, penny shaper, pantograph, correct accent mark and illustrator's name. That's a good thing to correct. And some of the other credits are being changed, which is cool. Reformat flavor text as a quotation. Cool. And then in terms of like the meaningful stuff, I don't think there's anything that's going to change how you play the game largely. There's some like small text changes. But the one thing that I think is pretty interesting is the Trojan subtype, which is going to be attached to cards that are installed and gain virus counters on installed on corpse cards. And I don't know if the Trojan subtype is the text of gain a virus counter when installed and then also at the start of turn, whether that's the Trojan baseline or whether the Trojan baseline is just install this on a corpse card.
I think they specify Trojan means install on a corp card.
Okay, so it doesn't exactly mean the one or the other.
I hope I didn't spoil anything, but that's what it's supposed to mean.
Cool. So that's a subtype that's going to be showing up. Inherently, that doesn't change anything, but it means that we're probably going to see that subtype more often, and that's a fun subtype, flavorfully. So maybe we're going to see in Parhelion more Trojan cards. I'm assuming they're going to be more than 2 Trojan cards if they take the time to change this.
I've been sworn to secrecy.
That's fine.
Okay.
But that's cool. That's definitely cool. What's next? In the coming week, we'll be finalizing all these items and passing along. We continue to anticipate remasters in October. That's like way sooner than anybody thought it would be.
You're saying I didn't know that. So I knew they were doing with Gateway stuff. I didn't know they were going back into Eternal and adding Trojan to like the Kesa suite of programs and probably like previous. I guess Parasite gets one too.
I saw a comment about how if they redo Kaisa's Knight becomes the Trojan horse.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. Okay, they listed in the article. Okay, cool.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
I guess I should read these articles.
Yeah. Another huge thing to shout out. This was posted by Penguin Fringe and on Reddit. And so they wrote a crash course on playing Netrunner for newbies going to Worlds. And I think, Dan, you might want to get this up on your website because this is really good. I need to zoom in.
Do you want me to? Nah, you got it. There's control buttons on both sides of the keyboard just for this.
They collated this, and this has some like really good fundamentals about what to do in a tournament setting. It has some fundamentals about coming from startup to standard. I think they shout out one of my videos, 66666. Websites to know. Actually, when I first looked at this wasn't that robust, and I think since then they've actually blown this up and made this a lot more robust. And this is really quite cool. They talk about unintuitive rules, and they talk about a lot of things that are like, you know, matter if you're coming, like how does trace work? If you're coming from startup to standard, that's a bit more important. There is a couple trace cards, mind you, in startup. But this is awesome. They talk about using JNet. Like, this is just very, very informative. Learning how not to suck on your 7 tips video. This is only the part that I saw. And they talk about specifically cards you have to play around in the standard
clever.
format,
That's important to know.
Which is super important. Diversion of funds. I think it's hard-hitting news. Yeah, so that's it.
Yeah, well,
it's not wrong.
This is something that I always think about. Oh, and also,
for sure.
But this is something I always have to think about. Like, there are certain categories of cards that you have to be aware exist.
Yes.
And that's the hurdle that separates like beginners from the intermediates and the competitive. Like, it's getting over those hurdles of like, now I know what cards exist in this person's deck.
Yes. And I know when we did replay the reviews, we talked about this, where we don't want to be able to memorize every card. A lot of times in a matchup, you want to remember, like, and against NBN, you want to watch out that you have a click left to clear tag, and you want to make sure your credits are high. So credit differential. Like,
exactly. That's why I say like category. Like,
exactly. That's perfect.
Hard-hitting news won't always be around, but probably cards like it will always be around, right?
Yeah. Zardos, it's changed a lot since I last seen it. Me too. I'm actually kind of impressed by how much has changed. It was already really cool before. I don't know if they specifically talk about 2-for-1s and all that sort of IDing stuff, but that's also incredibly important if you're going to your first big tournament, particularly if you plan to do well, because that matters more for upper tables. But this is really cool. This is like super, super, super cool to get all this down. This is the sort of stuff that I would be like envious to put into a video. But this is actually maybe even more accessible. Who knows? I should check this out. It's really quite good. And there's even like lists. Yeah, there's a mention about how this is good for MTG players. Yeah, Macaroni. And it's true. I do think there are some references. Yeah, MTG equivalent, which for me, this means nothing. But I reckon for a lot of people, that means
I'm going to want to look that up.
Yeah.
I wish there was a link to like the Gatherer or whatever it's called.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the change to the ban list is going to make this a bit more interesting. But this is definitely a good starting point to understand. This deck is actually, I think, relatively easy for a new player to pilot well.
Probably.
And I think that's really, really quite cool. Fantastic article. This will be linked in the description. Also, huge shout out, Jeff's in the chat. Jeff put up this video, mind you, spoilers. Continentals was just last weekend, the last Euro Africas. Intercontinentals will be this weekend starting on twitch.tv/Project Nisei at 10 Eastern in the morning. I will be doing the stream, so come for that. Intercontinentals is a lot more goofy, usually. It's basically the top 4 players from each continent, or each continental were invited, and they are just basically playing round robin. They have 3 lives, so it's triple elimination.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And it's just random pairing based off of I think who you've played least, or it might be full random. I don't know. But it's silly. A lot of times people bring weird off-meta decks just because it's fun. We're trying to pressure Jeff to bring Apex, but
I've seen this question asked a few times, and people are allowed to bring new decks.
Yeah.
They don't have to bring the decks they were playing at the Continentals.
Yes. So this is really fun. But if you want to also watch, Jeff put together a recap where he goes over all his decks and talks about the day and shows some game matches and how he misplayed everything and how his deck is terrible. Classic Jeff. But it's a good watch. On top of that, we shouted out Sokka, who basically went through every single game during what's it called? During
first one is that APAC? Yeah.
Intercontinental stand a chance against Jeff. I'm wondering what Jeff is bringing too, because like I don't know.
Finger's got fans in the chat, and I don't like this. You said we can ban people, right?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
I think that's mostly it. Subscribe to Project Nisei if you want to see the Intercontinentals. It's going to be really fun this weekend. It's a bit more loose. You're probably going to still see a bit of boat. And we haven't exactly addressed this. I think I have the tweet open. Did I open it? I thought I did. But Nisei had a tweet. I don't think I have it open, where they said that we're going to get a ban list update within the next 3 weeks before Worlds. Or sorry, within 3 weeks before Worlds, which is basically
within 3 weeks. Is that it?
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
I feel like it's about 3 weeks before Worlds, or like not any closer to Worlds than 3 weeks. You know what? I guess there's an article we can look at.
On that note, I know Jeff and I said that we would revisit our tier list, and there's some things on it that have been proven correct, some things we've been proven wrong. We're hoping to maybe record this weekend to get our updated thoughts out early next week before the ban list drops after Intercontinentals.
Can you spoil one thing? What do you think about Maskarovka now?
Oh yeah, it's good. I honestly think the one like really weird take that I have is I want to have Stone Ship Chart Room banned. I think that's my strange take. That card went for me from niche to ban.
Yeah.
And I think I might be wrong. Shout out to the streamer who told me that Stone Ship was a trash card that nobody would play. Yeah, right?
Interesting. Who is it?
Right? But I honestly think it might need to be banned. Who knows? I'm kind of with you on Stone Ship. It's too easy to play, and it basically entirely invalidates a couple too many archetypes. I'm feeling like Aaron Moran. Obviously, it's like way less of a power level.
Yeah, obviously.
But it feels like a card that Shaper can play 3 of with no real cost to it. And that is having a huge impact on what's playable in the meta. So we'll see. And I think we have one last piece of news. Oh, I have to hit a button. Okay, hold on. I'm going to hit this button.
Oh my God.
I can't
believe you're doing this on stream. That's incredible.
All right. So we have a Patreon page up. It's right now. Can you hold the microphone? I'm just going to go ahead there.
Yeah, sure.
What's it called? Metropole Grid.
Nailed it. Crowdfunding.
Oh wait, that's really funny. But they told me that's what it would be. Copy link.
Maybe you
Hold
don't have
on.
your first post?
I don't know.
Go live. We're doing it live.
Hold on, but they said.
Can you look at your own profile?
I'm assuming.
Is there a button
so.
for that? Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Can
But
I-
it says create customize
have-
page. It should be here.
Mhm.
This would really not work.
This is hard
I
to
should
do.
have maybe not done this live.
No, this is good content. This is what people come here for.
Can anyone find it?
Can someone please help us?
Public. Hold on. Viewing is public. It's here. It's real.
Open another browser.
Okay, see if that link works, y'all. I just want to go over this because we started this today. I'm admittedly pretty nervous about this whole endeavor because I've never done this before, and it feels kind of awkward. If you go to Patreon and search Metropole Grid, I have no doubt it will open. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, a seamless launch. We should have called this stream.
Oh man, signed up, macaroni. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the Patreon that we started. I've started for this channel, and just to go over quickly what this is to explain it. This is my first time doing this, so I don't know how this is going to work. I'd love any of your feedback. I just want to explain the couple tiers to explain what's coming with this and what the future looks like. It's a super memorable URL.
Yeah, you've got an alphanumeric URL. It's perfectly fine.
So again, I'm not too familiar with Patreon, but largely there's 3 tiers. The daily cast tier, yeah, I know, I put that in on purpose. There's 3 tiers here. The daily cast tier is the base supporter tier, just to show your support for the channel. It's obviously very appreciated. If you'd like to donate to keep this channel alive and allow me to put more time to this channel, that's kind of what this exists, why this exists. I would love to be able to do this full time. I could put a lot more time into this. Currently, I'm like freelancing and doing this at the same time. I'm putting more time into this than I probably have in a long time, and it's been really fun. And I've been really getting a lot out of it. I think the community might be too. So we're trying this to see how this works. Again, I've been away. I've been doing this for like 7 years and I've never touched crowdfunding. So this is how it starts. Works good. Oh, cheers.
We should be clear. These are California dollars. That's why the CA is there.
Yeah, you'll see American pricing if you're in America and whatever it converts it. But basically, the daily cast tier is just like the basic thank you, the support. Again, anything you want to, if you want to donate or contribute to Patreon, that's appreciated. At this level, obviously, a huge thank you from the channel. But on top of that, we will have polls for upcoming video topics and deck lists on the channel. If you want to participate, that you can. Our next tier up. Oh man, pop culture. I've been using Patreon as a creator for years. If you have questions, hit me up. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Our next tier up is the Sure Gamble tier. You get everything from the tier below. There's only a slight difference here. This isn't, if you really like this content, you really want to contribute, I'll be able to put your name in all the credits of everything. So I'll probably shout out on the stream for all the new patrons this month. But on top of that, you can submit your deck lists and we'll give feedback to those as much as I can. Again, I don't know how many that's going to be. That might be overwhelming. And then I'll look through them and maybe take one of those deck lists for a deck dive or do something, give some feedback, something like that. We're trying to figure that out. And the apologies is not too set in stone.
Yeah.
But that is something we're going to work on. $32 a month already. And on the degree mill side, this is a huge jump in price. And this thing is considerably different. While you do get all the other tiers, the one big difference here is I want to use this to be able to deliver Netrunner lessons. The same way people give out guitar lessons or singing lessons or swimming or whatever. So that is $50 Canadian. I think it's like 37 American with exchange. Is we get to do 2 hours a month to do one-on-one Netrunner lessons. And I want to carve that to whatever if you're like new to the game, you're startup only, you're playing with System Gateway, or you want to get better, whatever your expectations and goals are, we're going to build a curriculum that helps you get there. We'll be able to meet either in person if you live down the street, but most likely online. And we'll be able to sit down, we'll go play games, we'll scrimmage, we'll be able to go through replays, and we'll hopefully make a tangible difference in quality Netrunner play. I have no doubt we can do it if you'd like to. Now, there's a couple issues with this. Firstly, there's only 3 slots. That is the way it's now. I can't leave this open to an infinite amount of players because there's only so much time in the day. Once this starts and I realize that this might be scalable, I will increase that number. And if this goes really quickly, which I don't know if it will, and there's more interest than there is slots, I will at some point do a raffle for additional slots. I just don't want it to be that people are always stuck out of this because they weren't there for the first 2 minutes of a stream. So I will add more slots if that's something we need to do. I promise we'll try and make it as possible. Are you making a daily cast altered of that artwork? I actually am.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. That's exactly what he's doing.
I have it. I worked on it today. This is a full Matt Zellinger alt art that my loving partner commissioned for me now like 2 years ago that I haven't done much with. And I'm going to make a daily cast alt art for this. Funny enough, it is actually horizontal instead of vertical. So you have to install it horizontal, which I'm okay with.
Yeah, fine. Whatever.
It's fine, right?
Yeah.
And I'll be able to distribute this to, I don't know what the rules are going to be, but for people who have probably been part of the Patreon for like 3 months or whatever it is. The thing is with this alt art, I'm not allowed to sell it. because
Has to
that's
give
what
away.
we said with Zellinger. So I have to give it away. So maybe I'll have some in person, but we're definitely going to give them out to people on Patreon. Again, I have never mailed anybody anything, so we'll see how it goes. I'm new to the game and only know how to play Shell Games Swords. I know, looking forward to your curriculum. Yo, Pickun, we got you. Good game, by the way.
Yeah, do you offer the degree mill tier to someone who, say, streams once a month and remains obstinately bad at the game?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool. That's great.
Yeah,
I know someone is
Yeah.
Sangren, so
That's really good. Excuse me. How much can I send so I can spam Apex decks? Yeah, please stop.
I do want to point out, actually, I think like with Patreon, you don't have to pay exactly these numbers.
I think you do.
Really?
I don't know.
No, I think like you're able to edit. Like if you want to pay like $4.20 a month because it's a funny number,
Yeah.
I think you're welcome to, and then you get the whatever tier is closest to that.
Oh, cool. Oh, speaking about like awkward billing stuff, Patreon bills at the beginning of the month. I had the option to get you billed immediately when you signed up, which like is really awkward if you sign up at the last of the month because you get billed on the 28th and then billed on the 1st. So this is kind of awkward. It means if you want to get all your benefits, whatever those are, for 1 month, you can get them now and you don't have to pay till October. That's fine with me. Unfortunately, for the lessons, we'll probably have to sort something out if we want to start with lessons in September because it won't bill you to October and then we'll always probably be like a lesson behind or something. We'll worry about it. This is not sexy talk. You do? Okay. Apparently you can change it. Janktivis, you want lessons? We can do it, but I think you might be okay. We'll find it out. Oh man. All right. Well, I'm nervous to refresh to see how much this succeeded, but this has been a big deal. I'll probably put out a video at some point in the near future talking specifically about this. I'll be plugging it. You'll see Patreon shouts out. And again, like if you're watching this and you like the channel, but you can't donate to this, you can't be a patron, you can't support the channel, it doesn't make sense to you right now, that's totally fine. Even if you can't do any of that stuff, if you're just watching the content, enjoying it, and either spreading the love of Netrunner or sharing, liking, subscribing, like there's so many ways you can help the channel. I just have got a lot of outreach of people who wanted to be able to do something to support the channel. This is a way. And I'm hoping at some point this might make more sense that I can put more time into this channel, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll definitely see.
Now, I did have some ideas for this that you vetoed.
Yeah.
And I just want to put them out there for people.
Okay.
I think as soon as you get to 20 supporters, 20 patrons,
Yeah.
we released the video we recorded where we each go through our top 5 most controversial political opinions. And then when we and our next tier up, if we get to 1,000 supporters, we take that down.
Oh, yeah,
so please
yeah.
help us get to 1,000. Please.
It's gonna be a really awkward window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there also is a tier where I stop coming, and then another tier where you do begrudgingly invite me back. That'll be nice too.
Yo, Aiden, I hope you're well. I finally got my Midnight Sun Uprising cards in the mail. I know.
Oh, cool.
Yo, welcome.
Damn.
Startup's really fun. I hope you're enjoying it. I have to pick up my cards. They're at like a grocery store.
Yeah, a cool grocery store.
Yeah, cool.
Apparently, I've never been there, but people like that grocery store. One of our local metamates, I don't think I can use that word for people I play Netrunner with. Actually, owns a grocery store in town, which is where like the mile end.
Yeah. I need to check what's happening on this front. I'm not going to check right now, but if anyone who has already like joined the Patreon, I very much appreciate your support. You will get an email that has been largely automated, but I promise you, I genuinely very much appreciate the support.
Yeah, it'll be like, thank you, variable name goes
Yeah,
here
exactly.
for your generous support.
Cool. All right, well, this is out now. This took a while to spin up, and I'm still nervous about it, but that's fine.
You are sweating, and I think it's also from the lack of AC,
Oh,
but
it's just a little warm in here.
might be a lot of stuff. Yeah,
I got my proxies of Red Sand and Katara.
Oh, cool.
So I should be able to have decks together for Worlds. Oh, heck yeah. Yeah, fantastic.
I'm thinking of getting Red Sands and Katara, even though I already have most of those cycles. Like,
the version? The project?
Yeah.
All the lessons are gone?
No.
What? Really?
Come on. I'm afraid to refresh. That might be a joke.
Okay, we'll refresh.
I want to go to Patreon.
Okay, the lessons might be gone. Okay, they're sold out. Okay, so I promise
And
you,
it's gone.
And it's gone. I promise you, assuming that these lessons go well enough, and I'm pretty confident they are, this is the sort of thing I love to do, we will have more lesson slots, and to make sure that it's not just absolutely like trying to buy a graphics card, we will basically have a sign-up window, and at that point we'll raffle off slots, or we'll figure out. I can definitely do more than 3 lessons a month, so even if we have to do it outside of Patreon, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that or not, we'll figure something out. So let me know.
I mean, I do know some creators who do like multiple different crowdfunding sites, and they post the same content to each, or like each one has access to the same Discord or
That
something.
makes sense. I think it's hard sometimes if all your money is coming from one website, you want to kind of
You kind of want to put your eggs in multiple baskets, as it says.
Okay, I think that's all the news. I feel like I'm forgetting one thing, but I can't remember what.
He's about to set up for something amazing. This is him faking it.
No, for
and
real,
it's gonna blow your minds. I can't wait.
Probably gonna make me get a Patreon, and then I'm spending way too much money on content creators. Oh, the floodgates open. My
I actually spend like probably more than $50 a month on Patreon, Just a whole lot of like $2 to $5 donations
Yeah,
to a bunch of different
That's fine.
creators.
No, it helps.
Mhm.
Mention Canadian Nationals? No, not really.
Oh my god, yeah, that's next week.
Canadian Nationals is on the 11th of September. It's somewhere in the West Coast. If you're around, get into it. I think it's also German Nationals next week, if I'm not mistaken, too, which is really exciting.
Oh wow.
But yeah, that's on the West Coast. So if you're around for Shucks and you're around a bit earlier, you can get in on that.
Oh yeah, and
a fair bit earlier.
Dan, remind me, there are other conventions. I think Essen and PAX Australia are the same weekend as Worlds, right? Yeah, Essen Spiel and PAX Australia, same weekend at Worlds. And let me find where Dan had sent me some information. Don't worry about it.
Here, just while you do that.
Vamp, please.
Follow in. He said, wanted
Please,
to say
God.
that I recently returned to Netrunner in part thanks to you. Actually, log on to Techie for many years today, actually. Oh, cool. And ordered the new starter set. Yo, Faldo,
Oh my God,
welcome
good for
back.
you.
Or welcome to. Yeah, return. Welcome back. I'm hoping you're having a good time. It's really exciting right now, especially with all the new stuff coming out. We'll have some new changes to the band list.
Okay, so here's some extremely important information about PAX Australia and Essen.
Yeah.
Both events will have the chance to pick up Worlds prizes. Details to come soon.
Oh, super cool.
Yeah.
Really
So like the Worlds prizes are amazing, but obviously people in Europe and Australia are going to have a hard time getting there.
Yeah.
This is the chance to get some of those amazing prizes. Obviously, the real prize is getting to meet Patrick and Andre at the Metropole Grid, and maybe just handing Andre cash in person. But if you can't, you can go to Australia, where you can meet an impersonator who I hired and trained to look like me.
That was probably affordable.
I think it was, yeah. I mean, now you can afford to. Did I tell you I went to a friend's birthday party where he got an impersonator to dress up as his son's favorite YouTuber?
Which YouTuber?
His name is Blippy. He dresses in like
The
bright.
clown. The toilet clown.
Uh,
So
I don't think
we listened. This is Blippy the clown from YouTube. So we recently watched or listened to.
I think he's like a
Reply
site.
All.
He's like, does this float? He's like, is he a clown?
I
guess he's kind of
had
clownish.
this like really grotesque Harlem Shake in which he had a friend. He defecated on a friend, and then a month later he became a kid YouTuber. And then there was some outrage because there was like, who is doing this? Anyway.
My heart's beating.
Yeah.
I'm in love with this
Yeah.
story. I want to
hold on.
marry
We
this.
gotta
I
get-
want to marry this anecdote.
I don't know who Blippy is, but they were mentioned because they were doing like really grotesque stuff before they transitioned to kids YouTube.
That's what I assume. Yeah. Sorry, you go. I'm
Sorry.
on a.
And
tangent.
real quick, our lesson's going to be recorded and released on the YouTube channel with permission. Actually, it depends on the person. Again, this is for other people. It's not for the channel. It's not for me. I would like if we could record one to put him on the channel to show what it's like as a bit of a teaser. But I don't think I plan to regularly post these things. Again, I might record it. We'll figure out what makes sense, and if somebody on the other side wants to distribute it, that's cool with me. But yeah, we'll find out for sure. But I definitely want to at least show people what this looks like, so people can think like, is this worth my time?
Oh, Dan is specifying not like the highest level Worlds prizes, but like, some of the stuff that people could be getting as like participation prizes might show up. Well, Dan is probably the one. I am talking too much about things I don't know 100% about.
Pop culture. I see your comment about putting up a PayPal. I think that's probably a reasonable idea. Thank you. Did you already sell it? Yeah, we did, Solomir. We sold it real quick. So again, hit me up in the YouTube comments if this is something you'd want to get into and it's already full, and we'll make more slots.
HR is a great point. Nisei still has their own. It has their own Patreon where you can just support. Like if you don't want to buy stuff, if you're out of cards to buy, you can just like, hey, $10 a month to support Nisei, and that helps go towards buying art and helping people get to events.
Yeah. Blippy is a toilet clown. I think it's fantastic.
He is a toilet clown.
All right, we're gonna pull off a Blippy.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That is the end of the news segment. As far as I still feel like there's one more thing. You want to build a deck?
I guess so. I didn't
I need
even
to put
think
the mic
about that.
down.
Okay.
When did the bottles start popping? There's like not that this is like what was it? There's a Slovenian expression about how your first profit should always be discarded. It's like a cultural thing there, and maybe this is just my dad, that if you start I'm not saying this is a business, but if you start a business, I'm just fascinated by this idea.
Okay, yeah.
Is that the money you get should be donated immediately to charity or be discarded.
That's
Because you should
interesting.
only celebrate your second windfall, your second like income, because that means it wasn't a fluke.
But might I present another role model? Mr. Krabs from SpongeBob SquarePants. He frames his first dollar he ever made and worships it like a fallen god.
Yeah, that's a classic diner thing. Startup Corp deck. Oh,
Oh, no. Come
please
on.
don't. I want to show you my Startup Corp deck because I want to build a video about it.
Thank you, Rongi. I'm gonna copy paste that link and send it directly to the friend whose party I was at.
Okay, one second. I gotta put the mic down.
By the way, for that birthday party, I bought the kid a copy of I Want My Hat Back, which is basically my favorite recent-ish kids book. Like it's weirdly dark, but I think like kids 4 and younger kind of like that. And maybe I never grew out of that phase, but sorry.
This is my really bad current op corp deck for startup. It actually is called, I think, Cybot uses confusion, which is my little fun name. In short, what I figured out you could do in op, and like the difference between playing op and startup and playing op and standard is night and day. Like in standard, you have so many cool tricks.
Yeah,
you have
envelopment into border control,
which is like a reason to play op on its own, even if there's nothing else. You have a bigger swath of cards at different credit levels, so you are able to pull more things. Like the 2-cost slot is pretty bad in startup. But what I figured out you could do is play Lethea Nisei, because she trashes herself on success
and turns into a 0-cost
and so she turns
card.
into a gang.
She turns into a gang. Of course she does.
So that means that you can get a remote server that has, and you have some pretty good ice to be able to gank people into, but you can gank people into, and then they were like, okay, wait, if I have to go through back the archer the second time, then I get ganked into it the third time. And you build yourself a much worse anoetic server, right?
Even though anoetic is in the format.
Exactly. It costs more influence. And this doesn't fire every single time. But I've been really fascinated by this. The problem is then all your influence goes to this nonsense, and then you can't play even like a single cop of Bast Chiraboga, which I think you'd be pretty excited about. And then the agendas, you're playing too many. And that's kind of the issue with the gank deck, is like as soon as the runner is on game point, the gank doesn't matter. Because they just run and hit the agenda, and then they win.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
So
so was I confusing Mr. Krabs and Scrooge McDuck, or did they both worship their first dollar?
I think that's like a standard.
It's kind of a trope.
In diners, a lot of people.
That's true. Yeah,
dollar, like Bob's Burgers type vibe.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Do you have a standard version of Coffee and Code, Thomas? I don't think I do. I haven't actually played a lot of standard because I've been doing so much startup content recently. I don't know what you'd want to change in it. Like, it actually feels pretty good as is. I think you would probably get the paperclip in there, so the cleaver has to go. I'd have to look at it. Yeah, my granddad framed his first dollar. Yeah, that's like a common thing. I like that.
I don't know. I guess was I accidentally insulting people by calling everyone crabs? I mean, eventually everything turns into a crab. So maybe I'm just pre-insulting people.
So of course it adds pad taps done. I don't even know if like the old Aslets ran pad tap. I don't think they did, because they wanted to sign up a bit. They want to set up a bit faster. I've been impressed by my virus into ping and startup ob. I think you can do that.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I've done that too. Yeah.
I've been frustrated though. Like I've been trying to play like retribution type decks in startup because a single tag is not that meaningful. And then I think you kind of run out of gas really quickly when you play against any shaper. You can't do anything. The boat, you can trash 1 or 2 and still not win the game, unfortunately. So I hear you.
Yeah,
it's hard.
But my startup op deck is like ping, tricks, and retribution, and other than that, just entirely rush. Because like I need to get agendas out quickly.
And this deck is good at getting agendas. I feel like in the 2 games I played, I drew really poor. I just didn't draw agendas. Do you want to try this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. This might cannibalize some future content.
Like, let's absolutely not do startup corp. Well, maybe we can do startup corp actually. Right? Yeah, we have one ready to go.
I think if there's one change I would make to this is I consider playing the 3rd hostile, because then just about nailed it. Just about in every game we res an archer. And so
I like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is a pat perfection. Dude, I'm really sweaty. Are you getting real sweaty?
Yeah, of course I am.
Okay, good,
like
good.
I'm not just sweaty, I'm kind of sticky too.
Yeah, I know. It was his first dime, his number 1 dime. I actually never watched SpongeBob or Scrooge McDuck. Is that from the cartoon where he dives into the money pit?
Yeah, that's the one who dives into the money pit.
Okay.
And yes, I've seen the Mythbusters where someone tried diving into a money pit and died immediately on impact. Yeah, just like their fingers bend backwards. Ugh.
Okay, turn on the AC. No. You suffer for art.
AC is for weaklings.
Okay, opening hand, pretty bad.
Yeah, awful. Mostly because we have 2 of those Lithian says that are not going to do anything.
Malapert probably should not be in the deck because we have so much ability to tutor anyways that we don't need this. And a lot of times we're pulling the Lethea more than we're pulling any other one. Can you just say good luck, have fun?
Oh, sorry.
Hosting Mitch Poker with that sweating challenge? Yeah. Oh, I think something happened. I think you hit Alt.
I think you hit Alt.
Okay, this is fine. A lot of agendas, but again, there's Aya. They won't run HQ with the jailbreak turn 1.
Uh-oh. Well, the Alket's going to be pretty good on HQ.
The thing is, okay, if you asked me, I would take our end the run and jam into the remote like no tomorrow. Unfortunately, this is criminal and they have Boomerang and Inside Job. So we have to...
The frustrating thing about Alket is...
It's good.
It is good, but you want to advance it, and that doesn't work in OB all the time.
We have wall-to-wall. We're never advancing it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's wall-to-wall or bust. We're never going to spend time advancing it. And that's the thing. It's like if I want to play a Jammy, Rushy, or Wayland in startup, I would play Built to Last every day. All right, we're still getting jailbroke.
If Mythbusters use a duck, the duck would not be obliterated upon impact with the coins, and so I don't think they did. They like used a human in a Donald Duck suit. I think that's how Elton John... No, he's still alive.
Dirty Laundry. hitting the Aket here. If we res, they get to eat the boomerang. Otherwise, it strands the boomerang. But if we strand the boomerang, they run R&D all the time for free, so we can't do that. This is a funny corp idea. Kevin, I like this idea. This is quintessentially interesting Netrunner, but then you get steamrolled by like Lat, Triple, or Zeki Endurance, and like it's not been great. But like it's so inherently wacky. I like it.
Yeah.
We want one. Yeah, I do think Giles, we want one of the NDR ETRs for the remote, but like putting a Stavka on R&D or HQ is gonna be a problem. But I hear you. We have 16 ice in this deck. We have a fair bit more ice than you think we should have.
Does this deck have ping? I didn't see.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, like this is our remote.
Okay, yeah, cool.
But unfortunately, we have no money. So next turn we could do. The problem is like with Boomerang, they could call it right. So we could do install Advance Oaktown to get money.
Yeah.
But again, Boomerang doesn't get through envelopment, so I think we can't do it.
But Inside Job does, and like
they're not Inside Job, are they?
You sure?
No, they're not. They're 40 cards.
Yeah, but envelopment exists now. They're thinking about it.
No, they're playing Boomerang.
Okay.
Why play Inside Job? You got Boomerang.
Or always have a backup plan.
It was really funny actually. So I talked with Pat, some of the cards I designed for a set I was working on. And one of the cards I said, it was called the Greater Need. It was like a 3 cost, 1F per deck. And it says, when you play this event, it becomes a copy of a criminal event that's not in your deck or didn't start in your deck. And so I told Pat on this, and immediately both in the Discord we wrote, I want a reason for someone to play always have a backup plan. And it was the funniest thing. Like immediately we thought like, wait, we can play always have a backup plan?
Simultaneously. It was great.
Yeah. Yeah, we have no HHN threat. Knockdown you won't. All right, so they got down the Penny Shaver. They have a Scrubber and a Buffer Drive. Not a big fan of Buffer Drive. So we could double ice here, but then we can't afford to res it. Oh, that's not the card. Can you?
Yeah, sure.
I missed.
Okay.
You got it. I think we double slashed. Yeah.
So bad at computer.
Dude, you'll get one day. All right, they could let us just have this.
Inside job.
It's actually a magical ability Scrooge has because he loves his money so much. It's a whole thing. They only have 2 credits.
Yeah, that's inside job money.
Yeah, I know. I just don't think they're on it. 40 cards is too thin.
Okay.
Like if they played Onicom or Swift, yes. But then now they put down the Penny Shaver, I'm putting it on a 1 to 7 odds that they're on inside job. It's just so hard when you only have 40 cards.
Yeah, this is startup op.
Yeah, Therabrae. It's Lethea into Ganked, which is actually really good against Criminal, considering that Criminals get ganked hard. They don't recur their programs. I'm feeling okay about this. This is actually very powerful into Criminal too.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh wait, their deck is now suddenly cool.
Yeah, I do like prognostic.
Their deck went from like Criminal to like cool Criminal.
Yeah, and Criminals are always cool.
They've always been
and in the game.
Yeah. All right, well, gotta trash something. We don't have to score this. How good are Profiteroles? Like in the meta? I think they're like orbs have been pretty well represented in the meta.
What? Sorry. How good are Profiteroles?
Yeah, in the modern meta.
I don't get. Okay, all right.
I was asking about how good Profiteroles.
I think they're fine. Yeah. Is this like a crudité joke? I don't know what's happening.
Profiteroles are like a dessert. It's like kind of like a classy Timbit. That's a very Canadian sentence.
Oh, right. Yeah.
They're often
that's the only way you could explain it to me.
Yeah, they're often. I've had them cold usually, but I don't know whether I've just not defrosted them or that's how they're meant to be. Why didn't they call this startup? What are we even doing? Because this doesn't show how weird the deck is. It's not just like vanilla start off. But I do like the name. Like mini eclairs? Yeah, but like a sphere, right? Shoe is good. So shoe is a kind of pastry, but also shoe just means cabbage, doesn't it?
Yeah. Like coleslaw is shoe and also, but there's this place on Wellington that also does like shoe, which is like ice cream stuffed in a kind of flaky pastry.
That's what I think a profiterole is. Yeah.
Oh, that's what a profiterole is.
I think so. All right,
but I call it shoe.
Yeah, it probably is the same thing.
All right. Well, so this is a wasted pinhole threading.
The pinhole threading. We're good that we get this down before they see a Lethea, but they see an Azief. This is interesting because if a criminal has a breaker in hand, they need to smash it on the table.
Yep.
But they only have 3 credits on penny shaving. Shoe cream is a big thing. I don't know what that is. Shoe flour is, yes, it's cabbage flour. But also people use shoe as like a term of endearment mostly more in France, I think, than in Quebec.
Yes, exactly. You like The Spy and Meet the Spy, the great TF2 short. My favorite of the Team Fortress 2 shorts.
Oh, he calls his
he calls the scout's mother, mes petits choux-fleurs.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
No, we scored the Azief, right?
But then we have to trash something. These are all bad trashes.
Yeah, but don't we have a 2-cost ice? Like, is that so bad?
We don't have a 2-cost ice.
That is bad then.
We can get like you're right, I forgot. You're right thinking. The 2 costs we have in the list, we can get a Maryland, which is fine. We can get a Regolith, which is okay. Leaving R&D open into Zaya seems like a mistake.
I mean,
I think we can
yeah,
slow
but
roll this. They know what it is. Like, we just do this,
okay,
right? Like, no rush.
yeah, I guess so. But
No inside job in Crim feels criminal. I hear you, but again, 40 cards, right?
Mhm.
And they don't have an economy. Like, they had to empty their Penny Shaver, and if they're a Penny Shaver deck, there's a good reason to ice up everything before like the
that's a good point. Yeah.
what's it called? The security testing comes down,
Mhm.
or the deep dive. Man, it's so hard to stop deep dive in startup. I feel like I do have to put Chrysiums in every list. This one included.
I always put Crisium in,
Yeah.
in even in non-Wayland decks these days.
Because Chrysium and Op is like totally
And
reasonable.
I've been thinking about Transport Monopoly as a way to save slots.
You want your agendas to be good, though.
Do I?
All right,
can-
that's going to fire.
Yeah, we can
which
fire.
is perfect.
Oh yeah, well that's quite nice actually.
Hey, take that, Profit the Bust. Keep them out and get it.
Yeah, well, we get advancements on unsuccessful runs. What is this? Successful demonstrations
10 in.
or 10 in? I
All
don't
right,
know.
Chesva down. Okay, cool. So they're building the engine.
Mhm.
They're probably not a masterwork. So do we trash? We trash the remote app jar. Or sorry, this app jar, right?
Sure.
But what are we doing for next click? Jamming the next SCF? I think we are.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see what we hit. Twinning? Oh,
That feels good. They don't have
feels
more than one of those.
good. 3 influence, multi-access down. Okay, so it's either we jam this in the remote server and then we still don't have enough credits to res everything, but they don't know that.
They don't know it. And frankly, the envelopment is enough. Like, we don't need to trash that Chesva.
Hey, ask the channel. How's it going?
I've started eating cards again. They're for playing, Giles.
Page 1 of Humankind's Great Creation. Were you doing keto before or you were just avoiding it?
Hmm.
I'm only like 70% confident I know what keto is.
Last time I was in Vancouver, I went to Keto Pizzeria near the harbor.
It's like cauliflower.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, they do cauliflower crust or like chicken crust I've seen off of the internet.
we,
for real.
we have ruined this chicken
No,
to
no.
such a degree.
Yeah.
No, I've heard it. And like, wasn't there?
It's comical how
Maybe I'm thinking of like a
awful
Mabim
it
Bam
sounds.
Munch Squad segment where they talked about like a chicken that was also that was like bent into a taco shape.
Crow's rad, Aussie gang. Yeah, yo, Aussie gang lines up. Lose big money.
Oh my god, folks! He said 1 to 7.
And we
Now
were one credit short to the punish.
Yeah, 1 to 7, folks.
Oh, 1 to 7. They had it. Oh, you hurt to see. Yeah, we can give them an as.
Well, so I'll let the chat decide what I'm owed because, of course, the bet was with me.
We're not resing.
I guess I get 7 of those lessons,
Oh man,
which are going to be absolute torture for you. I'm not a good student.
You're not paying attention.
Yeah.
Oh man, so they have the Aziav. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
We can get a hostile and another 3/2 on the table.
Mhm.
Once we have a fair bit of money in our hand. Unfortunately, the 2, like I don't know what's the good 2 slot. Like unless you're playing ping.
Well, if we find another ice, we can extract that into an econ and then put the other ice in.
and the econ becomes Lethea.
Yep.
Which is really good. All the econ cards become Lethea. Wall to Wall is good.
Yeah.
It charges this up. We can want to plan our turn. We'll draw first. Well,
All right.
all right.
All right.
Cool. And this is the problem is like in some matchups this happens where you just put 2 pieces of ice and currently they're struggling to get an economy. They definitely want a cleaver or something because then they are breaking for free. But like we are not doing any ob tricks. We've done nothing. So
Yeah, because you refuse to trash one of these ice over a central server,
the 2
which is
costs.
probably intelligent. Yes, I get it, but you need a 2-cost ice as well.
Yeah, the value of op in startup changes so radically based on the thing. And like with rotation with fewer cards in the format coming soon, like I'm dreading that.
And I love the ice, like, you know, the anemones, the pings in op because like they're useful once and then they feel good to trash.
Yeah.
You can, it's okay to trash a ping into an ice wall. That's perfect trade.
Well, we have the win.
We have the win.
I'm just gonna. It's either we score this from hand or this for the table. Which one do you think is correct? Like we haven't seen a single jailbreak. I think we're gonna get a jailbreak in faster than they are gonna run this remote server.
Okay.
Like I think this is safer because they still have to deal with like a 7 strength Stavka and a 5 subroutine 5 strength element. Like what are they gonna do?
I mean,
Fantasy fat get lesson for Andre. That's the decklist of the week. Sorry, no disrespect. I take over way too hard there.
oh, did you tell about the $100 tier where I give you lessons?
Oh, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm totally in. There's also keto crust that's just cheese and eggs. Man,
I mean,
keto
that sounds fine.
It sounds awful to me. I don't know. I could never do it.
I like cheese and eggs.
Actually, now that you say that, it actually sounds pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, you need to take your pills, but
Yeah. Startup Op feels woefully underpowered without things like border control. It's such a huge difference.
Absolutely. Yeah. Border control is one thing that makes ops sing in standard, but I still think it's super fun and interesting in startup.
Kevin, you won because you rushed. Yeah, totally. And like we have good ice that deals with boomerang and inside job, and that helps us with the confidence for this. This is also good against endurance. But like if this is every game where it's based off of like how well we draw in the early game and whether they can put off enough central pressure, like I don't know, feel like we're making a lot of good decisions. So it's not like I understand we can win the games. It's just I don't love it. I love to be able to do more skateboard tricks, but such as the power level op is just different. You just have like way of a smaller card pool. And I'm showing this to show you how exciting standard is. Like playing off in standard, like you got a whole card pool to play with. Oh man, it's awesome. You know, not being ketosis, eating a whole pizza crust worth of cheese and eggs. That's crazy talk. You go into ketosis basically by not eating. Yeah, keto's strange. Like this deck in startup is possibly just better at a built to last. Or yeah, I think if we're just rushing, it's better to built to last.
There you go. They can get in.
No, they can't. They can't boomerang.
Oh yeah, of course. As 4 subroutines.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got them.
Like this is so good against endurance. Like here, if they have an inside job, they're feeling cute. Oh, that's the thing. I joined our circuit opener since I was a TO, and we have an odd number. Played my startup op deck and standard, and really missed the Rashidas and border controls. That wow, they almost have everything.
They almost have it, yeah.
But what I was gonna say is that I forgot to shout out the green level clearance circuit opener, which is an asynchronous circuit opener. It's already started, so I think it might be too late. I got messages to shout this out. I talked to Kevin about it, but I did unfortunately forget to shout that out. I need to do a better job writing that down.
And asynchronous meaning like it's not happening all at once. Like you and your opponent pick a time to play together. Not asynchronous as in like board game arena where you can walk away during your turn.
Yeah. I love how the term skateboard trick has made itself all the way to the stream. Yo, kickflipping is like a term that I think needs to be in like Netrunner books, like an explanation. And like, we installed the second boomerang. Wait.
Oh my god.
Wait a second.
No, wait.
Because there's a chance.
How?
There's a chance that there was a boomerang on top of their deck, and then they break one with the boomerang, and then they install with a prognostic. I can double boomerang. Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Dear God.
Yeah. They skateboarded us harder than we skateboarded them.
This is very cool.
They skateboarded us.
This is so
hard.
cool.
So the idea is that they luckily had a boomerang on top of their deck, so they break with one boomerang and then hit the other boomerang. We'll get this trash this ice, which means we can actually install a 4-cost on top of the agenda and save it. And by save it, I mean put it in archives.
Yes.
Which,
and then they have a click left, so...
Actually, we have no 4-costers that are installable in this server, so no. Trash the ice and overinstall, it doesn't really do much because it just goes to archives and they still have 2 clicks. But I don't think we have any 4-costers that are installable. Yeah, I did not respect the double boomerang there. That's wild.
Who would? That's a cool play.
Yeah, that's really cool. Crow going full Tony Hawk. I feel really bad that I stopped them from doing the cool thing. There you go.
God,
there was credit perfect too?
I mean, it's not the game, but very cool.
No, it's not the game, but still. Maybe we should have scored this one out first, huh?
Yeah.
The only 4-cost Aspen startup is a 2-credit campaign that doesn't run out. Yeah, Refuge campaign.
That's the only 4-cost. Well, I mean, 4-cost ice as well. You can put some stuff in there.
Okay. So unfortunately now our stop goes in the inside, which is kind of a nightmare.
Horton is probably the one to go with, right?
Horton is probably the one to go. And now everything we put in the remote server, they have to get. Yeah, it's Refuge campaign, Therebrae. I'm surprised that's the only 4-cost, but you might be right. At least the thing that goes into a server.
Yeah.
Or into the root of a server.
All right, Cror. You win this round.
At least we could consider restoring this to get like a... Unfortunately, we don't have... Oh, we have one more Arquette. So we could, extract this to get a Maskarovka so we get barrier into Codegate. Because this on the inside is
I like it.
A bit poop.
I do like Maskarovka a lot in Startup Op. Because it's like... You get a... I know it's like a 3. It's like a 3-cost.
This is 2
barrier.
Costs. 2 costs when you get the... Whatever. I don't understand Maskarovka. The art's gorgeous.
Yeah.
All right, we'll draw once for... We generally don't want to score that, but it allows us to archer. So I think we're going to go put this in our remote server and then try and make them overextend. Before we lose off centrals. Luckily, we got there probably only multi-axis, which is twinning. It's cool to see this sort of shell out of not as. I feel like the as deck would have flown a bit more. They definitely have to play a different list. Like,
they probably have a bit more money right now for sure, but...
But they're not getting value up the chest, but the ice on archives works. I don't think my tricks are going to work a second time. Oh, I love to see it. I'm playing Sandstone. I even think Sandstone is a fair bit better too. I think Sandstone, especially if you're also playing what's it called, a virus, because the purge is good. But I think Aket, Sandstone, I'd play all of those before Maskarovka. Maskarovka is a one cost, you get the face check. I think it's better than Aket if you don't plan on using advancements. I don't agree with that because the advancement on this is worth more than a credit, depending on the board state. So this is 2 credits, sometimes 1 credit, and this has the upside. I don't know. The strength doesn't matter because they both died a cleaver anyways, right? They saw the top 2 cards. Mutual favor. Yeah, okay. This is good. They're on a cleaver, so they're actually going to run this, or they're going to run centrals. We have ganked still in the deck. They don't do much. What do you think about this? Is better between Hoshipko and Control Lad? Diogene, it's a really cool question. If they steal this, they're on game point. This is what happens in all the startup games. We play an honest deck, and then we lose to them accessing. I'm really interested in Hoshipko because of the boomerang. The hippos. I think that's really, really, really cool. In terms of what's better, I feel like the Shaper is much easier to play. I think the Anarch is much more dependent on card draw. You just have to kind of get lucky because you're not tutoring as many of your things. Not that the Shaper is, but you can at least run 3 boats. And you should be running self-modifying code, I think, is the prevailing idea there. Do you prefer Hoshipko or Bochiko?
Oh, they're getting it for free because of the...
Yeah,
God damn it.
Kind of like Bochiko better. Hoshipko is like kind of like... I heard Jeff saying that on stream last night, and I thought he was just doing it wrong.
Yeah.
But I hear you. They're actually making money on these runs. Just got back and saw your comments on my video. One day I'll learn to make a fun video. I was saying it's not that it's not a fun video. It's just that you're way too hard on yourself.
All right, so res that. May I suggest we just advance up the R&D one?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. We're going to do everything, right?
Or maybe the HQ one.
No, we put this in the remote. We win.
Oh, true. Yeah. Okay.
We could return this to hand, but also, like, why?
Yeah.
So we could install this. I don't want to. If anything, we could consider extracting the Stavka to get a 3-coster on R&D.
I do like that.
Because this doesn't do much. Well, it threatens a thing. Oh, we have one here, so whatever. Yeah, I just don't want to have this few cards in hand. I don't even know what the 3-costers are. Just Afshar? Okay, good enough. So this is not we can't lose to this, but we can lose to it R&D.
Yeah, so put on R&D.
How bad is Inside Job here? Fine. I think they're going to Inside Job Boomerang this. No, I think we put this on the remote.
Okay.
There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 agendas. There's only 4
is what guarantees the run, whereas like they don't have a super big chance of getting it off of centrals.
Go's been published is pretty cool. Yeah, you can see the deck list if you pulled up the what's it called? If you pulled up the
Yeah, I haven't seen the actual deck list yet. When I went to look, it wasn't published yet.
It's cool. I do think the Anarch list, firstly, Asker is, if I had to pick somebody to Asker I think has been multiple times my person to choice to win worlds. I think Asker plays incredibly clean. He plays like a really erratic Netrunner. I really like it. He's very aggressive. He's a pleasure to watch. So I'm glad that Aster won, as much as Jeff unfortunately didn't take it, which would have been hype as hell too. But I think the Anarch choice is more fun to play and it's more interesting. So I think that's the reason why I'm more on board. Here comes the Maker's Eye. I think we're going to see a jailbreak, but yeah, Maker's Eye is actually pretty good. Asker played the final really well. Yeah, Asker played very cleanly. I don't know if I've ever seen Asker make a mistake on top tables.
I'll have to check that. I haven't watched any of the latest Continentals streams yet.
Hey, Pitcher, thanks for your startup videos. Helpful and healthy for the game. Welcomes new players. Yo, glad you've been liking it. I've been grinding a lot of startup lately. And it's a fun learning process for myself as well, who's much more of a standard player. Glad you've been enjoying it. I'm still not sure it's better than APOC boat. That also, because I didn't get to see the Swiss rounds, I haven't seen enough of the APOC actual boat to see that matchup versus like normal lat boat. All right, that's it. We win. We've done it. We just put 3 ice on our remote server, and that's our entire game plan. But luckily, we get a trash.
GG.
We spent influence on that. Good game. So, I think we won that game because their economy fell apart. Right? No bravados. Oh, yeah.
Oof. That would have been extremely potent on that server, for sure.
It's not only that server, it's like their deck wants to run centrals. To be able to use their Chesva and then like use prognostic. So like getting events that can like crash into the Aket and also still get things to get like forward tempo is super important in this matchup.
For sure.
Unfortunately, they didn't draw any of them. Michael's eye. The fact that we didn't see our ganked or Anoetic is like really kind of unfortunate. We could have had a really cool ganked play when the inside job double boomerang there where we hit them into the Stavka. Actually, they didn't have any programs. So they'd have to like 50-50 the agenda or the ganked.
Wenticon, yeah, the plan is startup rotation happens with Parhelion, Ashes leaves, but we still have Gateway, System Update, and then Midnight Sun Parhelion.
Gotta say bye, thanks. Whoops.
Oh, whoopsie daisy. Okay, looks like I'm not the asshole anymore, but
yeah. So I think rotation is gonna be, again, I'll say a big deal before I figure out another word for it.
It was a really cool skateboard trick, though.
Yeah,
like
it was
don't
awesome.
just don't be too down about yourself. Yeah.
Sorry that I ended the run there. That skateboard trick was sick. Yeah, so with Parhelion, we're going to lose all of Ashes. And I think there's going to be a lot of players who picked up Ashes and want to play with a full card pool that will more heavily considered Standard. And for those players, do it.
Yeah,
Standard
seriously.
is a better format than Startup. I'm aware that Startup is like easier to play, less things to learn, but I promise you, there is more negative play experience in Startup than Standard. There is. And that's from someone who's way too frustrated playing against Vashron. Like, come, it's so good. Standard's good. I'm aware that you're going to need more cards and then proxies help, but hopefully at that point, all the community alt arts will be out. Thanks, you too.
Ooh, I like no ice. Let's do this.
Yeah, no ice is quite the look. Because we can gank them into nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's hit that.
Okay.
Anecdotally, this is true. I might be imagining this, but the startup player pool seems very different from the standard player pool, just judging from who shows up in these streams.
Maybe.
To some extent. I think there's a fair few players that play both.
Yeah, like I think a lot of maybe the veterans play both. I mean I play both. Like I played a lot of startup after Midnight Sun came out, and now I'm back to like splitting.
We are going
to rush
to get Chastushka.
Yeah, we are. And luckily we have a card in hand that we can very easily throw out.
Yeah. Wait, which one?
You know which one.
No, it's not Lethea. Lethea's sick. Lethea's so cool.
I guess I've never looked
Lethea into ganked is hot.
Yeah,
I'm into it.
Yo.
All right, Oaktown remote server. They fixed the Oaktown bug, which is really good. Anarchs generally don't have good ways to run their remote server.
What were the public server bug, the public agenda bugs?
It would install face down.
Oh, yeah.
It would say in the chat, but you have to pay attention. It would install face down. You can have money. I prefer standard. It's just deeper, more fun. I totally agree with you. I prefer standard. I don't mind runner. I don't like corp currently in startup. Oh, Mayfly. Okay.
Nisei ran a Nisei specific league. I think I did quite well. I didn't win. I can't remember. Was it Javi who won? I'll have to check. But I was basically playing my ping retribution op and an Asa. The Asa that I played against you in that game that you won't share.
Yeah, it was miserable, man.
Yeah.
None of us did anything. I'd like to remind you, none of us did anything.
All right. You're like, Patrick, you're not playing this well. And I'm like, I'm winning. So it's kind of weird that you're
that frustrates me so often when I know the opponent is like not playing well and you're still losing really hard. Like that, I don't know. My pride is like way higher than it should be. And it's really embarrassing.
I think what was happening was I am psychically understanding where you're putting the trap cards and where you're not putting the trap card. That is
no, but in that matchup you just didn't ran. You just like
I ran the right cards is what I did.
You ran twice in the whole game.
I ran so much more than that. You deleted the video so we can't even check this.
I deleted it. No rotation
anyway.
Standard in Parhelion. Yeah, the rotation is only going to be for startup. There will be no rotation until the beginning of Bell Tower comes out the next set for standard. And I think standard rotations need to be happening faster because the sooner that standard is entirely Nisei, the sooner we're going to have more standard players. I think that's going to be the big thing.
God, I'm so excited that Parhelion's coming out. Like the plan is still for it to come out in like December.
So impressed.
Yeah, which like it's like whew. Well, sorry, what is that in server 1 right now?
It's a Lethea.
Oh, of course. I thought you trashed that for some reason.
Hold on. I think we have a play here.
Yeah, I'm sure we do.
I think we do. Check this out. Check how cool this is going to be. You see 6 credits on here?
Uh-huh.
It's gone. Oh, that is not an extract. I thought that was an extract. Okay, our play is a bit rubbish, but it's still fine.
Yeah.
It's still fine.
Instead of doing something cool, we'll click for a credit.
Facts purged. Gain 4 credits. I found async leagues like the GLC core a good intro back to standard. I'm losing games but winning and learning. I didn't know that they were doing a standard thing.
Yeah, they're doing both.
That's the thing is like, and this is a big part of the Patreon where I can ask people more directly what kind of content they want to see. Is I want to know whether people are like, because I've been only putting up startup for the last like 4 videos on my channel. I don't know whether there's a card people who want to see more standard. I do get questions like, do you have a standard version of this? So like, I don't know where to put entirely my effort. Which one do we trash, cards or money? It's always cards.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
But like, I want to make more content where like, here's a startup version of the deck. here's a standardized version, and you'll realize like the gameplay that we're playing against our opponents isn't particularly different.
Ouch indeed.
It's dangerous.
Get it right the next time.
So sorry if I didn't say GLHF.
Oh man, that was my job, wasn't it?
Thinking as yeah. Oh yeah, I think we put up a Patreon literally during the stream. All the links will be into the YouTube comments, but it's just patreon.com/metropolgrid.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. So if you want Andre to have more content featuring me, you can let him know, and then he will not pass that on to me.
You know how many sock puppet accounts Pat has been emailing me from? Be like, that Pat guy is really cute. You should get him on camera more.
Absolutely, like, he's the funniest person I know. His wordplay is unparalleled. You don't pay attention to his funny jokes during the stream.
We just lost a gang. That's okay. It cost them 3 credits. Does anyone have a link to that startup to standard article? Kat, let me post it for you. Where are we? Okay. Bunch Squad King. All right, they trashed it. They were scared of it. That's fine. Respect. This is going to become another Lethea, and we'll get the mythical double Lethea remote.
Well, they are clones.
Yeah. Issue here is that we don't have an agenda, so we want to draw an agenda. Not exactly what we wanted, but it's something we can do. But I think we want to put the Svigator on the table. Just actually, it doesn't really matter. It gets 1 more credit more from Maryland. I don't think that's important. So we're going to put this on R&D just because that's where the agendas are going to come from. We can't let them have early access there. They still haven't saboed once. And from here, we can put hostile on the remote server, which is probably just good enough. Oh, wait, actually, we need 4 credits for this. And then a bit more for a cat. That's fine. Or not for a cat, sorry. For Lethea needs some amount of money. She's 1 to res. Okay, never mind. That's awful. My local starter players will appreciate it. Yo, I think that article can be appreciated by so many people. It's a huge article. All right, Diesel to draw 3. Diesel, you don't see that a lot in Anarchs. Again, the card draw is important. I think they were fishing for card draw with Wildcat.
Yep. And that poor Earthrise Hotel didn't survive being on the moon. Oh, I guess both those cards are on the moon.
Patreon gives a 4/4. Yeah, we've been running into that.
Yeah, earlier in the chat, we posted a proper link.
I have a really ugly link that will work for now. It's like, it's absolutely ugly.
Want me to control V?
Control V, please. Thank you. I thought I could right click. That could work. Okay, Paladin's down, Maryland from HQ. They went ahead and trashed that. It doesn't have the text unless it's rezzed. So we're going to trigger the Maryland first. So we're going to shuffle it back in, sure. We'll opt for a 1-coster. We have a couple options here. I think the Malapurt's actually pretty
interesting.
Yeah, I like the Malapur.
Advance, get a cool ice or something.
Yeah. Put in server 1, it's rezzed. Oh, well, at least we can jam that next. Okay, we're going to get a Regolith, show the Regolith, and jam the Atlas. Yeah.
That's how you do it.
So we'll do Hostile, get the money, search R&D for a non-agenda card. So we're going to go get the Regolith just to have some fun here.
Yeah, I like that. That is Netrunner.
That's a Netrunner.
That's playing Netrunner.
Crims are so good, what happened? They should be good against rush decks. Any opinions about that? Everything else did the same thing that they're doing, but better. And they have a better late game. Criminals also lost their multi-access, right? Like they had Turning Wheel. That was what they did. They set up, they controlled the game, and then they Turning Wheel to win, and now they don't have that.
Yeah.
So
they're doing twinning, but that's taking up more influence.
Yeah,
so.
it's twinning or Stargate. But like, why would you, like, if you all wanted to play aggressive run-based, which is what you expect with the word criminal, the answer is currently Shaper or Adam, right? Like, they do everything criminals are doing, but better. They have access to Clot. They have access to tutoring. They're a bit more resilient. They're not weak to program destruction. And yeah, I don't know.
I can neither confirm nor deny that I am John Netrunner. But I do really want to reference a John Netrunner in a future Nisei set.
I think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's got to happen. Like John, like a quote from John N. or an ambush that says, "I thought those were government files."
I checked the bin because I'm so used to casting Anarchs in Standard and Continentals.
Looking for Max
Hatebreakers.
Oh yeah.
There's a Marrow.
Okay,
all right.
That's some
choose to trash 2.
Yeah.
Go. Oh, lose a spin. Dr. Feels bad. Docklands ain't bad. Yeah, but Docklands is not how you're winning the game. Right? Like, you need to be able to crush everything. I think twinning is very, very good. And we just haven't seen it because, well, the deck suit. Oh, that's annoying. At least we can pad HQ here.
Yeah.
We're going to have to Sabo 1. We have all the agendas we need. All right, we'll just pad our hand. That's what our Regolith looks like. So what do we want in here? It could be anything.
Anything we want.
How good is an extract?
Do we want an ice?
Yeah, I think it's nice.
Maybe Envelopment or something.
What do we have? We have Berry. Let's do Codegate. Because we have all the other kinds.
Yeah.
Let's
Trash the
throw out
code. Absolutely about to say that.
Yeah, no, let's just trash the top of the deck. Like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 agendas. There's only 6 more than 32. It's not an agenda. And the more we do that, the more they want to run that, which is fine. Lat good, sports metal good, Crim bad. Yeah, Crim's also really rough into sports metal. All right, Ghost Tongue, let it rip. We could lose to these, but we don't. Archer off the top. You can have credits because you do not have any breakers, so we don't.
Yeah,
want to give
absolutely.
breakers.
Makes sense. Then we just install maybe Hortum on top.
Yeah.
Credit.
I just want to make sure we have enough. You can get more money. You have no
They are
breakers.
desperate to draw cards, and we are never going to let them.
They straight up need breakers. They did throw out a bus off, I think, to the moshing. Unless that was hit by the Ghost Tongue or something. Okay, 1 and 4. Hortum. Oh, and ganked. Oh, they're accessing 3. I forgot. Regolith. Oh,
wow.
Whoa.
Close call.
That was closer than I thought it'd be.
But now we can pretend that we drew this,
Yeah.
so we don't hurt their ego.
Okay, so they still have no breakers. The Svigator means that we'll always have 3 credits, so we actually can res everything and play with all our money. I don't think we install this. I think we take money.
Okay.
Just because we need to res this for 4, we have to trash something. We can easily trash the Malapert, and then we still need like 3 more cards for Lethea.
Yep.
If a deck is in top 8, I have a hard time considering it bad. Sports Metal is top 8. No, Sports Metal is fine. Sports Metal is quite good. We saw way more of it in Americas than APAC. And a lot of weird Sports Metal builds too. Like there's some flexibility to
I
it.
love a weird sports metal deck.
Did you see the 3 Moonpool Sports Metal?
No, I didn't.
That
Oh
looked
no, you
pretty
don't. No,
fun.
I did. Yeah, that's fun.
It's so wild. Andre, I've been converted to the Church of Virtuoso. People are sleeping on the card. I don't know if you're making fun of me, man, because it's hard to read the
It's angry.
chat.
Can you give us one like spoiler about what card you think is no longer niche or no longer shame?
That should be the game. I saw you play some Virtuoso and it looked fine. All right, we fired Op and it was fine. As if get him. No. All right.
And we trash a breaker.
But it's the same thing. It's like if they were playing a boat, they would be able to contest sooner.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, sorry, don't hit the mic. Archetype role player? Yo, I think Virtuoso is like, okay, look, the problem is all the criminal cards look bad because no one's playing them. But I think Virtuoso, like I'm aware that it's not a penny shaver. If we slide more to something that's more control based, where you're not running that often, like the sort of Paragon meta, that is an absurdly good ability. The problem is like, I don't know, people seem to just be putting the agenda into the remote server. I think Virtuoso is fine. I don't think Virtuoso is bad. It's just that slot is really, really contested. I think backstitching is still terrible.
I don't think backstitching is terrible. Like
It's awful.
Like being able to combine inside job and a doof or whatever. I think that's potentially really powerful, right?
Only on a central server.
Yeah.
You're inside jobbing central servers though. Like this.
Well, no, I'm making my doof even easier.
You get boomerang for that. You boomerang for that.
Boomerang's not a guarantee.
Yeah, it is.
I don't.
What are you
I don't-
worried about?
I don't know.
Envelopment on HQ? Okay, we still haven't fired a single Athea, but I think people might be. I don't know if they're respecting it. This is the best time I've ever had playing Startup Corps.
Oh man, I hope you're recording this.
I know. We should record this. This would be so easy.
Mm-hmm.
This is also something that's not evident in some of the videos. It's like some of those videos are almost getting to 2 hours. I have to record 3 to 4 times more content than shows up in that video.
Like I can tell that must be
Yes.
exhausting.
Just because there's a lot of games we get crushed, or like we also
It's just not
on the
good,
other side, like it's if this either too one-sided on either side, it's not very interesting. Or like we just keep playing against Built to Last or something.
Yeah, or you playing against me and you're like, I kind of have to maintain the fiction that I'm like way better than Pat, and this. It doesn't hold together the internal canon of the stream.
In terms of double boomerang envelopment, can confirm. Yeah, it's the way to deal with it. Trying not to stream sprite. Oh, do it up. It's fine. It's totally fine. Unless you bring like your triple. Okay, I don't think is this Yusik? I don't think it is.
I don't think
it is.
JJ Kun.
All right, Kit. Kit's an interesting matchup.
I like Kit.
I love to see Kit because Kit makes us care about ice positionality.
Mm-hmm.
Why is Kit good now? I feel like there's a good Kit card.
I mean, hyperbaric, right?
Hyperbaric.
Yeah.
Hey. Oh, cheers.
Tell them I say thanks too.
People are very kind in chat while playing games. Normally capturing everyone's like quite nice. Oh, we're gonna mulligan this. Is quite bad. All right, that's not good. Is it worth noting that the interaction when the corp doesn't res the ice is significantly better for backstitching than boomerang?
Yeah. Then you keep the
There's
backstitching.
so few instances in which the boomerang gets punished by no res. I think it's mostly when I boomerang archives in an as game, which is probably very wrong. But like, how many instances of where the backstitching isn't where you want it to be? That seems like a problem, right? Like that can't be understated how bad that is.
All right. Well, I mean, I like Archer as your first dice.
Yeah, we have 16 ice, so 15 more than 43, 1 in 3 chance. What's our play here?
Archer Oaktown Advance.
Is it ever install Malapert, res the Malapert, extract the Malapert? Get a spin doctor.
That's I don't
get
know.
5 credits.
Okay.
Fix our hand. That is so genuinely awful. That is actually wrapping around to being okay.
Yeah, I went through. I know I didn't go on a face journey, which I should have for the stream, but in my mind, quite the roller coaster.
That's hot.
I went to Lorone for a second. That's the local theme park.
That went from not cool to super cool really quickly. Like we're on 10 credits, dude. Now I want to use this as a jam into remote server, but I'm going to do it with the Archer, and we're going to just score the hostile next turn. Okay, that was cool. Just push the Oak down. It's always right.
Yeah.
Oak down Archer actually might not be wrong. Like even if you can't res the Archer, just be confident, because I don't know if Kit's going to rush that aggressively unless she has.
As someone who often plays 3 Archers in their Wayland decks, I'm often bluffing with Archers. Every ice is probably an Archer bluff when I have no agendas.
I think forcing them to spend and go down to 1 credit seemed good. Unfortunately, that created commission. That's probably something worth respecting, because I don't think they would have trashed that they didn't. So we probably wanted to bring those 2 back, because them being on 5 to 7 doesn't matter, but being on 3 to 1 matters. All right, well, enjoy your bad publicity. That's going to be not good for us if they have Hyperbaric.
And they definitely don't. Don't worry about it.
That play didn't feel terrible.
No,
it's weird how that is.
I don't want to say it, but yeah, you're right.
It's probably bad. Like card advantage isn't good, but it fixed our hand. Double Rozeki. Okay, now we're playing startup, right?
Yeah.
Like now we have to win soon enough.
All right, Archer Oaktown Advance.
Yeah, I think we would trade a hostile for an orb. It's weird how that is. Like, yeah. Moneyball. I saw a recent funny trick. Wayland using Drago and Trust Operation to res Archer for free.
Yeah,
it's cool. I like the ob thing where you use Trust Operation to reinstall a Bastro Boga clicklessly. I think that's really fun. But yeah, the Archer for free is one of the best ones. You can technically res an Archer for pseudo free with op. You still have to sacrifice an agenda. It's not good. But sometimes getting an Archer is right. You just kind of want this to connect usually. You don't want to show them where the Archers are. That was actually a classic startup only play.
You never see this outside of startup.
Only startup.
Wonder when standard players are gonna figure out Rozeki.
Yo, after this, let's pull up some of the deck lists and we can talk about what we think is going to happen for the list. We can call shots.
I was about to ask.
Shot calls are interesting. I can't do much while holding this microphone. Like I can't open tabs really quick because then you're stuck running the computer.
And I can't do it.
1997 again.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have to full push this? They have a simulchip. They're getting a lot of money.
We have to try. Yeah, they're gonna break it.
But do we leave this to get a magnum opus? I don't think we need money.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, we don't need money. Sometimes it's right to leave that just so you have something that you can.
It is interesting. It's worth it sometimes.
Time for a stand, Kevin.
Time for stand up.
Oh shit.
Okay, that's interesting.
Okay. I think Conduit is underrepresented in the modern meta.
Absolutely, especially in Shapers with how popular they are right now.
I feel like you need an ability to close the game out quickly, and nobody's playing this much pressure in a single card. Like this is how Netrunner used to be with Medium. I had a good reason why I think you want to play.
Dear.
Okay. Well, we had a good run.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Archer over R&D. Archer and with Thea over R&D. I don't know. That's the way.
Stargate's just better. I hear you, Kevin, but I feel like the ability to close the game out quickly can be valuable. I don't know. I hear you, but I think this is a bit underplayed, because especially without Sandbox, like this is so much easier to play. Like we have to spend a whole turn to deal with this. Like full stop. We have to spend a whole turn. That's worth it alone. It's probably want to keep the code gates on the outside. I don't think we want to sacrifice an Archer because our remote server is really bad if we Archer them there. That's a bit ugly. Yeah, I'm not sure the Stargate's better than Medium. In like sports metal, yeah, but I don't know everything. I don't know it's bad at closing out the game in most situations. I honestly don't know about that.
What's the card that lets you dig X credits in Anarch? Oh, was that like the counter surveillance or something?
What do you mean dig X credits?
But no, I'm reading what
Oh, I missed it?
Asfit channel is saying.
What's the card that let you dig X credits in an act? I don't know what you mean. Dig R&D per X credits? That's not a real card. It's probably counter surveillance, but you need to have matching amount of tags.
But yeah, that's one where you do have to spend money to make it happen, right?
White Blade used on me. It's probably counter surveillance then.
Uh-huh.
Can we advance anything? Yeah. So let's make them think that this is a lowly whoredom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
So code gate on the outside.
Yep.
Oh, we probably should purge. Actually, we need to respect that.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just do a bit of column A, a bit of column B. Yeah, it only works in tag me. It's very powerful, but it X is equal to amount of tags you have, and it's not equal or less. It's exactly equal, and then you access that many cards from R&D or HQ. It's very, 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 very powerful. And tag me is probably playable. It depends if you're running into that Drago meta, because market forces, no good. It's now an uphill fight. Ganked doesn't work when they're in game point as long as they can identify the agenda in the remote server.
Yep.
Yeah, Cat, I agree. Market forces is the only problem for tag me right now.
But probably they're going to get down to just one card, and then we can snipe them with the Azef.
Install 6.
A lot of my startup wins recently were against Asas running Marrow, like Retribution to Marrow, next turn score Azef, and they're like, oh, but my hand size can't go above 2. What are you saying?
All right, well, they're only getting 7 credits next turn. That's fine. They threw out a Clot. Okay, we didn't draw an agenda. That's perfect.
So we have nothing to trash for op.
No, we just trashed that. We hit an overclock into the depths. Okay. Into the depths is kind of important.
Can we harmonize that a bit better?
I realize that you technically give your opponent information when you let JNet trash cards in remote servers when you install new ones instead of manually. Yes, you do. Because you always have. In theory, it is in your best interest to always manually trash yourself. Especially if you're like doing tricks for installing an upgrade on top of an upgrade. But yeah, you are very correct.
There we go.
Cool. Now at least the Stavka could be 7 strength. Okay. Well, Whoredom on the outside is perfect. They have to spend a fair bit, and then it's an envelopment on the inside, which again we probably have to purge.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they run R&D in a couple turns and don't win. And now they're at strength.
This is worrying.
Was he on Turtle? Rotom Appliance was playing Conduit Padma? I miscut on SOS? Whoa. Yeah, we saw B-Blom was playing a really cool Padma deck with even like Kasi String and Turtle.
Oh, cool. Kasi String.
Yeah.
Someone.
They jacked out. They're respecting the archers.
Yeah, fair.
And the archer on the inside is quite good for us. Okay, so here we either purge. We could actually consider extracting the Whoredom to get an Afshar. It really doesn't change much because they've already boosted their Hyperbaric. They have 7 credits. I think we need
for sure.
I don't know. You're right, because install make it look like it's actually I think a pretty I was going to say cromulent play. Yeah, I don't mind that. We are going to need a bit more money, I think. I don't want to get the Spin Doctor down unless we're jamming. Actually, we could jam, I think, if we got an agenda. Let's start here. Okay. Now we don't actually have to extract.
Okay, so install and then hedge. And it looks just like, don't extract that. That's still useful.
But we can make it a 3-coster. And it doesn't change anything. Like, they break this for 2, they break the Afshar for 2. Actually, they break this for 1, they break Afshar for 2, always.
Yeah.
It's technically better.
I guess.
Like, we're playing Ob, we might as well. Oh, Akkad's even better. Oh, it's a code.
No, it isn't.
No,
Yeah.
it's not better. Yeah, whatever. This is probably not necessary, but it's cool.
Not necessary, but it's cool. Get that on a t-shirt, folks.
Gain 6, 2 orbs, daily cast. They haven't shown any other breakers yet. You can get pretty far with a Hyperbaric.
Yeah, for sure.
And because Kit puts the code gate on the outside, we generally want to make sure that we are putting our code gates as far as we can on the outside. We'd love to get a code gate in front of the Stavka.
Yeah.
I think that's actually worth doing. And it's the first card they encounter, not approach. Not that it matters, but like unres dice does not eat the ability is what I'm trying to say. Cool. Turn Cleaver, like envelopment is really good in startup. It's really nice.
No? All right.
Oh, it's an endurance. Okay, well, yeah, that's right.
Okay, yeah, that's
That
very
makes sense.
so hyperbaric plus endurance, and that's what they're going to do.
That tracks. That tracks. Do we res the Maryland? I think we do. Oh, we actually could have considered keeping the extract to like trash the Maryland to get another Lithea. Yeah, that was way too cute. Well, they're not gonna run this. We might as well get value from it. We have to purge.
Yeah, this feels like the
Yeah,
right
we're gonna
time.
lose sooner than later. Yeah. We probably shouldn't have extracted there. We could have just hedge
Mhm.
fund. It's one credit less, and then we can deal something with the Maryland. If we install over the Maryland, we don't get it. Funny enough, I know I asked Jeff today. What do you think the ruling is on this? Because someone actually asked the same question on r/Netrunner. This is a Lethea NSA, which is unique.
Mhm.
If I res another Lethea, oh, by the way, she's going down. If I res another Lethea in R&D, and so it trashes this Lethea, does ob trigger? Maybe we shouldn't have res.
Sorry, can you ask the question?
So I have a res Lethea Nisei, which is
Yeah.
a unique card, and it's resed.
Mhm.
Then I res another one in R&D, and because it's unique, the other Lethea in the remote trashes.
Oh, it's not
on
an installation
Does ob
trash.
trigger?
And the answer is that the game is what trashes
Correct.
Lethea. Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The game is considered to trash and not you, so
Yes.
you do not get off.
Ooh, it's like the city in the city where you think maybe there's a third city.
Where's the Stavka?
Do you know I don't think you know that book. Doesn't
I'm gonna
matter.
make it difficult for them.
No,
Eating
what?
Spin Doctor.
Maryland, I guess.
I think you're right. Yeah,
Yeah.
Maryland was way better. Yeah, because we get value from it
Mhm.
regardless. I don't think we get money.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't realize that the game is responsible for the trashing. That seemed a bit unintuitive. It's 7 strength now. They have to spend a fair bit of money to keep this alive, and that's good. That we're forcing them to spend money. They could have actually just enduranced it.
Absolutely,
I
they
think
could
they're
have that.
preparing for the future.
Yeah.
Oh, and now the archer's useless. Man, endurance. We need a gank in the server. Yeah, we definitely should have trashed this.
Mhm.
We're not resing that. Oh, they jacked that good. I don't know why they have to. They have the endurance. I guess they can't trash this, so it doesn't seem worth it. This gets the endurance counter. They haven't. Oh no, they already ran. No free lunch.
No. Well,
That's
it
fine.
wasn't successful either.
But they ran. They didn't get a counter, so they must have ran already. Because they pinholed.
Yeah. But they wouldn't have gotten a counter anyway because it
Yeah.
wasn't
Yeah,
successful. As long as both of us are right.
yeah. Okay.
I guess we're just gonna get back spin doctors with that. Probably.
So we need to get anything here. I wish we could put something in the remote server. Unfortunately, we can't. So we actually just want to stack 4 ice.
Yeah.
Just to force them to have an answer. If we install this, I think we just hedge fund because we're more likely to be able to install advanced next turn if we need to.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, having the extract would have been cool. It gets us a little bit sooner into the depths. Going here, honestly, they can barely get through the envelopment. They have to let it fire. This also gets a counter on conduit, but again, from this point on, they can't play run events. We'll res this.
Yeah, for sure. This either eats the entire boat or they give up.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which one they should do.
Unfortunately, this will put a code gate on the outermost. Do we have any? No, we can put a cat on the outermost. That's not great, but then we can put an ice in front of it, and then it's good.
I guess so.
So they need to consider going through this, but it'll be the whole boat.
Mm-hmm.
Development really good into a boat meta. Boomerang, Botulus, deals with all of it. Fire all.
All right, there we go.
Okay, in depth.
Playing
And
carefully.
this is good. They're keeping this for the remote server. They're playing control.
Mm-hmm.
What does this do? Remove a tag, game 3. Okay, game 3 is something I'm going to forget. Spin Doctor, I feel like we want to use that. We need to get the Letheas back in. I think that's how we win.
One Lethea, one spin.
Yeah, because we have tutoring. I
Yeah.
think that's fair. Assets upgrade Spin Doctor feels so powerful without polyps or something to be surprise trash. I thought it was supposed to be too broken when that set with sabotage. What do you mean? In the terms of like leaving them around is an issue?
It's like pinhole threading is still around.
Pinhole's really powerful.
And light the fire if you're against Asa. I think light the fire is still fine.
No, sorry, I wasn't laughing at that. I was laughing at it. We're struggling to find agendas.
Yep.
This has to go.
Do we put something in the remote and pretend?
Do we put something in the remote and pretend?
Make them spend.
But I think having the Maryland around is more important because the Lethea actually beats endurance. I think we have to protect this.
Okay.
Because eventually this is going to fall to a boat.
Mm-hmm.
When does this lose a counter? When your turn begins. Okay. So I think we have to ice this up. Unfortunately, we want a Kogi on like a barrier in the middle, then a Kogi on the outside. Like this is only 2 credits. Like this is not worth installing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we can draw with this.
Well, we're in startup, so stop it.
Oh, this is actually quite ugly.
Yeah, I know.
Is this remote server good? Oh, wait, they can't deal with Stavka? They could both do the Stavka. So we basically are 1 turn short on this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, we're going to have to bury the lead. We're going to ice up R&D.
With a...
It doesn't matter. They break everything for 2.
I guess so.
Do we throw out the agenda? I think it's safe.
That makes some sense,
I
yeah.
think they're going to run HQ to get the boat counter.
Mm-hmm.
We do need to actually counter that.
They're being careful with them.
I feel like we're not bright enough here. Hold on.
Yeah, that's what my
Is it
teacher
just
said about
me?
me.
That might be better.
I'm kidding. I had my
Yeah,
cognitive
I see they're running into
assessment.
here. I forgot to ask how that went.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
we don't
have to talk about that on stream.
I mean, okay, yeah, but sure. I had a neuropsych assessment for ADHD and other stuff. I'm very smart. I was a good boy.
Good. All right, Maryland finishes, so we can go get an op trigger, which gets us the Lethea, which is, you know,
I mean, it's
could work.
I guess it's
is all
gonna
I'm
work.
saying.
Yep.
In theory, we could consider spin doctoring back the Atlas so that we can get it. Yeah, we'll shuffle that in, I guess. Ooh, ganked.
Interesting. Ganked.
So
Archer,
now I
huh?
think, yeah, that's it. And then Lethea becomes a ganked too. So if we ganked, this keeps it for the whole run. So no good surprises there. But we want to put this in server 4.
Mhm.
And then I think we want to bait them into it.
Yep.
Perfect.
That looks awfully tasty.
Great stream to sort cards too. I haven't done that yet, and I need to do that.
Oh,
before
really?
Bringing my binders to Worlds. Yeah, yeah.
I have I have extra copies of Midnight Sun. By the way, anyone in Montreal, I do have extra copies of Midnight Sun and the Gateway bundle.
Yeah.
I
have some extra ashes.
Oh, cool.
I think.
Well, we should get together and
Yeah,
open
build
up
a whole
store.
startup card pool.
Exactly, yeah. But no, I think I am actually going to use one of my extras of each to like just, hey, here's just a small card pool that I'm going to leave at the cottage or something.
I think I'm definitely going to bring my whole collection to Worlds, even though I don't plan to play more than the what's it called, the theme tournament. But if you can bring your whole collection to Worlds, it helps. A lot of people change their decks the day of and tinker and stuff like that. No worries. I will try and bring an extra startup card pool as much as I have. So if you're at Worlds and you're missing some cards for the startup event and you're really in a panic, I might be able to help you out. But a lot of people will help you. Just ask people, be like, are you playing Criminal and Startup? And they can lend you some cards.
Yeah, just ask me and I will tell you where the nearest Bureau en Gros is. You can go print something out. Does that?
Dang it, why do they never run the remote? This always happens with Lethea. We lose here. Sorry if I yelled hard into the microphone there.
Your
But
neighbors
this
are gonna
always
bang
happens when you build a
login.
cool remote and then you bluff that you have the win and then they just say like, I got conduit or overclock.
Yeah.
Like whatever. And this is exactly where they're going to boat down the development.
It's a good time to boat down the envelopment.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 4 agendas and 18 cards. New players.
Are
be like
you
that
counting
altered
counting
caddy.
the Atlas that's not in the deck right now?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. 6, 7. Yeah. That's 4. The altered caddy is actually really good. They're plonging this. Oh, cool. That tracks.
Okay, yeah.
I thought they would just boat it, but they wanted to keep their boat for this. But now we're gonna lose to a very simple what's that called? Because now we can't put in. Oh, actually, we can put a barrier on the outside, and they've already used a plongy. So I don't know if they run this. But they're letting us trash this. That can't be right.
We don't have anything good left.
We have a stuff good. That keeps them out.
Okay.
Is there a ganked in here? If they hit the ganked, we are in a really good spot. 1 in 17 ganked. Nothing.
Okay, it's fine.
That's cool. Oh, 5 boats to study your life too. I didn't realize the pun for a second. Oh no, they also know the top of the deck, so we consider shuffling the spin. But the conduit is building up. Now we need to put a code gate out here so that the Stavka actually gets boated. Oh wait, no, they can just boat it. Never mind. So there was no gank threat. Okay, I think we lose here.
There never was a gank threat.
We have to shuffle the spin doctor to draw.
Yep.
But this is what I struggle is like so often I feel like we are like hamstrung by our draw. Maybe we have to run like digital rights management, but like we just have our window and we can't capitalize on it, and then R&D pressure from shapers. I don't know. We could have got deep dive mine like 3 years ago. We don't play around deep dive hard. All right. There's an after. They break that for 2. Again, they're going to see 2 cards with a conduit, and the next run 3 cards. I don't know why they're stressing so hard on the Blongies, right? Like they have the boat.
They have the boat.
6 of them.
You can 6 is quite a lot. What are they saving them for?
I really hope that
is the last
frustrated. They get frustrated.
The last click has got to be the remote, right? Because they've got
I hope so.
They've got the 6
credits.
They've got 2 credits, but we only have 10 credits. Like,
can we purge boat? Okay, so they trash the next card. So if we purge, I think that's in our favor.
Probably. Bluff called.
There are 40-minute games June warned us about. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but this is a fun 40-minute game. I like a good 40-minute thinker.
I like how they're playing full control with the boat. It's a tense game. It technically is a very tense game. The top card of R&D is unknown. Their economy is now only 2 Rizekis. They've played all their creative commissions. Let me move her face. They've played 2 of the overclocks, 1 orb down, so we're orbed up. Daily cast times 3. No free lunch is 3 credits. Let's go. And we would have won their remote server, so they don't have to run their remote server.
Yeah. Yeah, they are fully aware.
Haven't they played 0 gambles?
There's the one.
Technically, they played 1. Yeah, at
Just
that moment,
now, yeah.
you're right. Cannats is going to be SSS. What? Cannats is single-sided? Whoa.
Yeah, I think it's an experiment. I
That's
like it.
cool. I see Jeff got to you, huh? Blink 3 times if Jeff got to you. All right, they're endurancing it for the first time.
Is he holding a revolver card somewhere near
They
you?
didn't play 2 for that. They just enduranced it. This is a strange turn for where they start using the counters.
That's very weird.
Not what I expected.
Because they have bad pub credits. They might as well.
Yeah, they're going to use it later on, but like
Yeah,
that's
still.
2 bow counters to save 2 credits at this moment?
Mhm.
Okay. But we could easily lose here. They probably want to pop spin.
No,
doctor
don't
against
we know
Shuffle.
what this card is? Or we know
No,
it's
because
we
they
know it's
trashed
not
the
an agenda?
regolith. It's unknown.
Oh, they trashed the regolith.
Yeah, so this is actually unknown. This could be it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there we go.
Beans.
GG.
GG. I just feel like a lot of times in Corp, if you're not rushing out, like you have to just hope R&D holds on sometimes. And then we're trying to break R&D lock more than anything else. And that feels bad. I think we had windows. We just can't produce the agendas.
Yep.
We did throw out one. Maybe
We
should have
did
kept one.
voluntarily.
Yeah. Actually, maybe
voluntarily.
we should have just kept
Yeah.
that. We could have gone. I think that's probably correct.
Mhm.
Scared me a lot. I think it'll be okay.
Yeah, maybe next time we'll.
always get frustrated. Thea is too powerful. Would have been fun. I mean, too powerful is kind of a joke. She's not consistent. She's heavy influence spend. I feel like even just a mana garm would be better, but you can mana garm into a Lethea into a gank. There's some nonsense.
Yeah, of course.
I guess
Fun.
you'd have to trash the mana garm somehow. Let's show them. Yeah. It's doable. It's funny that this is Ice Wall
Yeah.
actually demands the endurance. And I've seen a lot of people endurance like just little barriers like this. They have to. Oh, jeez. Very good. Yeah, for sure. Australian Nats was single-sided Swiss and well
Cool.
received. Oh, super cool. Is it more rounds when single-sided Swiss? Like, do you end up playing the same amount of games overall?
I would have to assume they go like probably one less, right? Like my assumption with single-sided Swiss is that like you have more downtime.
Yeah, because it's only 35 minutes or whatever, right? Or 40.
Yeah, and like you're instead of waiting for people to catch up at the end of a round of a match of 2, you wait for people to catch up at the end of a match of 1 game. Sorry, I was half talking and half trying to follow what's happening here. Are we looking up Australian Nats?
No.
See,
I'm gonna have to take this. Okay, we're back to sharing the microphone just because it's way hard to do computer stuff. So the question was trying to predict the changes to the upcoming meta.
Right.
And we're going to get those meta changes soon. I just want to pull up some of the results here from the 3 continentals so we can look at some of the top decks. I'm hoping a lot of these are actually flagged so we can see the deck lists. And there is some homogeneity in the top lists, that's for sure. And we'll show you what this looks like. A lot of people are saying Banner Zeki. I'd be interested to see that's a thing. That's a long time coming, and I do think it's a reasonable option. But let's look at these top cuts real quick. If you want to follow along, we're on Always Be Running. You can look all these sort of stuff up. I like Ban Bad Tap a lot. I've been on Ban Bad Tap for like months now. Okay, so top list here. Let's start in reverse chronological order because you can see the meta evolve. So this is APAC. This happened 2 weeks ago now, 3 weeks ago, right? And so the top 8 cut was pretty shaper. We had basically, I think all of these shapers are playing endurance, barring, I think we know the smoke wasn't, and I feel like the woo wasn't either.
This was a 4 on 8, 4 out of 8, right?
Yes. Yeah, so 4 out of 8. So I think it was all shapers barring 1.
Yeah.
We're showing up playing endurance here. This is like the meta deck currently right now, and people are optimizing this. I think the current idea is that maybe the hyperbaric is not necessary. On top of that, playing Ika or Nanotech comes to personal opinion. The magnets are making the Ika a lot more scary. And I think I've heard that dropping a creative commission for another self-modifying code is a reasonable thing to do. But the basic engine of this deck is that it's actually pretty straightforward to play and pretty robust and powerful. Now, if you ask me, a big problem with the meta going on right now is that shapers have lost a very noticeable weakness in the game. Now shapers can, either for 5 credits with rigging up, or often just hard cast for 8 credits, they get endurance. And endurance is such a powerful card that solves so many of the early game pressure problems. Shaper classically, if they wanted to deal with a single ice on turn 1 or turn 2, what they used to do is they'd have to find a self-modifying code. They have to get this down and installed, not a problem, costs 0 credits, barely an inconvenience. Then they have to run, and they really need something like an overclock, because say you're trying to get through a Hagen, right? So you can either overclock, install your paperclip, which costs 4 credits, break Hagen for another 4 credits. So you're already down 8 credits just to produce a paperclip. So you're paying the same amount, but mind you, more cards to get through something that the boat deals with. The other option is a lot of Shapers classically played Ngolo, and Ngolo is also really expensive because you want to get this down and then you still have to boost and break, and the MU and 5 credits. Like, this is so expensive. And Shapers were struggling to be aggressive because they couldn't do this. Their early game was really weak. And if you asked me, what is the color pie of Shaper? Shaper classically had that value engine over time. Back in the day, it was things like professional contacts, which was like
very much so
the thing that if you did not deal with the game and close it soon, this is just way too much click compression.
Yeah,
draw a card,
super
gain credit.
expensive.
Yes,
but you probably career fairing this and then very slowly getting the tempo back.
Yes. Why does Shaper need to be nerfed? Because people want a bit more of a heterogeneous, like less of a homogenous meta.
Yes,
I think that's the idea.
And I think like someone asked about like Rizeki. Like, isn't it kind of balanced by the MU? I think that's proven to be not true because there's so many non-MU ways to break things. So the fact that Rizeki takes up 1 MU is meaningless.
And on top of that, Endurance gives you 2 MU.
It gives you 2
like
MU.
This solves so much of what Shaper needs. The MU problem is now solved. You're getting this down, so your early aggression is good. And you'll notice also like 18 events is a lot for Shaper. And now we're actually playing like very aggressive on-tempo run cards. So Shapers can get that early aggression. They can check assets. They can get central pokes in the early game and still make money.
And they get power counters on Endurance and yeah.
And into the depths. Like, you can now play 3 of this card, a card that I know we a bit undervaluated when we did our tier list on this channel because Shapers were not aggressively running. This was a sort of card that you wait till setup and then you play this. And then it was kind of awkward because you're like, but what am I pulling with this? I probably have my breakers down already if I'm already running. But the answer is you installed your Endurance and now you can play this like really strong run-based economy.
Yep.
So this is what's happening. And now this sort of Shaper early game is solved. The Shaper mid game is solved. And on top of that, they still have the really, really, really strong late game. And the problem is things like Rizeki. Rizeki is very powerful. It doesn't come with a real cost, and it's giving you credit, 2 credit, 3 credits a turn for the whole game. And Corpse can't deal with that economy. On top of that, you have some really greedy late game breakers, and these are not inherently the problem, but it means your late game is very good once you get spun up. You have the Pad Tap, which like I think is just an absurd card in general. And now Tapworm is back, and Corpse have to spend their whole time to get rid of this, which favors a deck that scales better into the later game classically.
Yeah, because if the Corp has to purge right away, usually when this comes down. And then when they do, that's you just gain value because you already have Rizekis out. It's like it's almost like playing this gives you money right away because you get your turn back immediately with extra money on top of it.
Scrub says, what's worse, Rizeki or Pad Tab? I think honestly Pad Tab is worse. Maybe that's my thing. Pad Tab, mind you, was unbanned to give criminal power level once they banned 419. And this everyone's playing this. It's not just criminals.
Yeah, it's not really a criminal buff to have it back.
But I think Pad Tab is so extreme to me, and I'm more upset at Pad Tab, not so much on the competitive level where decks are playing robust economies, they can deal with this, but on the casual level, this is backbreaking. Like, I just can't deal with it. I don't know what to do. And this is so easy to play. It pays off the turn you install into Ismari. Like, it's like just all gas. On top of that, this is a Shaper deck, and if you play self-modifying code, you have access to so many tech cards, which is something that makes all the other decks envious. And when Shaper is good, Shaper classically has been a prison deck, where you see this sort of like toolbox economy that can shut down specific unique archetypes. The idea is that if you're playing a hard-hitting news deck,
Misdirection.
Get stuffed. Misdirection.
If you're playing Acid Spin.
Playing Acid, Parisha is not as strong as some of the other options other IDs have, but it's very good. Yes.
And on top of this like incredible economy, you now get 2 credits a turn whenever you trash things. So
you can deal with Pad Tab, you can't deal with Rizeki. That's totally true. I think they're very similar cards. I'm more frustrated with Pad Tab, and because they give me an option to deal with it, which is funny enough. You also have Claude, of course, for fast events, which is legitimate. And you could tune this. You could drop Tapworms to play an Imp if you want to do. There's, I think, some interesting influence spreads that I've seen called out to deal with the meta. And I think the last card that I want to address is Stone Ship Chart Room. And this card looks so vanilla and boring on its own. If you just install this to draw cards, it's like it's equal to drawing cards, right? Like in draw, install, you could have drawn anyway, so it's like fine. It's not exactly deck thinning. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like a cantrip, but it's not exactly tempo positive. I thought a card like this would be very playable once we got an ability like Asa or Haley that allows you to install it clicklessly, because then it's all gas. It's like cash, right? Install it for free, get your money, get your benefit, whatever. But now that people are playing Stone Ship Chart Room, it's an easy thing to install to make sure Lat gets a card draw. But my biggest problem with Stone Ship Chart Room is that it is very, 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 very easy to play and very strong against some of the archetypes. We're seeing almost nobody play boom decks. I do think we saw one boom deck in the finals of Euros, or not the op deck. I don't think it made to the finals, but it did really well. Bridgman's deck, maybe it made the finals.
I think Bridgman did quite well. I think Bridgman was in the top 8 somewhere.
But like, it's really just difficult to deal with this, and it's so easy to play. And it's not exact. It doesn't have the same weaknesses as something like Steelskin Skarngar at worst, where you can still boom someone. With this, you can't. And so I'm gonna get a bit more frustrated with this card than I thought I would be. I'm interested to see if this card gets addressed at all. I think addressing a card like this would technically like give Shaper a weakness. Like, you could consider trying to kill Shaper with boom now, and currently you can't. So that is something that can be used to address the faction. Okay. To talk about what to do. I would be surprised if Nisei went and banned Endurance. It's too new of a card. It's too cool of a card. It's too exciting of a card. People love it for so many reasons, and I think it might be a bit too soon to see it go.
It would be, I feel like it would be a bad move to ban anything from Midnight Sun.
Yeah, for better or for worse.
Including, Stone Chip, for whatever it whatever matters.
For those who've been playing for longer, Nisei used to have not only a ban list, but they also used to have something called a restricted list. And this is the sort of case where you ask me where having a restricted list is actually very good for Netrunner, where you can end up restricting a card like Endurance and then restricting a card like Rizeki. I'm not saying that will solve the meta, but that it gives you another tool to deal with the sort of balance issues that we're missing.
You can't put Endurance and Rizeki in the same deck.
Yeah, that's
only one restricted card.
Restricted card. You get the full play set, but only one restricted card in any deck per name, at least. I don't think that's going to happen. What I would expect to happen is I think we're going to see some sort of way to address Shaper's late game. Because I think having Shaper as a run-based early, like something that has a bit more early pressure is exciting for the game. I think that's fine. It seems like Nisei wants to move away from the economy wars, the siege of the late game drip economy cards. That was like a big problem with Ashes. So I don't know whether we're going to see just address to Rizeki, address to Pantap, something like that. So now Shaper has to be a bit more proactive. We saw some games with this in APAC where like Sokka installed on turn 1, like 2 Pat Taps, a Rizeki, and a Tapworm. And I know I called this the lowest effort economy package in the game.
Yes.
Where you see other Shapers like stressing about like Aesop's Pawn Shop, installing a thing, selling a thing. And it's a good econ engine, but it requires so much more thought and pieces and can be disrupted so much easier. And this can't. And I would like the econ engines to be a bit more nuanced. That's the way I say it. Didn't Nisei hint at beefy meat damage cards in the pipeline? I don't actually know. Yeah. Re-Education Neurospike is my anti-chart room deck. You can still chart room that though. You have to do 2 chart rooms, but you can do it. Yeah. Okay. I'm interested to see. I think they're probably going to address the mid to the late game, the early game. I don't think we're going to see the boat go. I think the other thing I want to address, because that was the other deck that Sokka posted, is the deck that seemed really, really miserable in the first event. We saw it to some extent in the second event, and then from then we saw almost none of it, which is the Lat deck. Or not the Lat deck, sorry, the Drago deck.
Yeah.
Magnum Opus wasn't complex enough for you. Yeah, bring that back. Okay. So, well, apparently it's far down. It's been a bit. Did I miss it? I might have missed it. Oh, it's here. Just defense kills the second chart room. Best defense? I think if we're in a meta where we're playing best defense, like as a meta card, I feel like we might have misstepped. I don't think that's what Netrunner should look like.
What else does best defense really hit? Like self-modifying and...
the Stone Chip.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Misdirection. Like you saw it sometimes for misdirection.
Yeah, misdirection actually works for it.
Drago is actually kind of frustrating. Diogene, you've nailed it. And this is the issue. This deck won APAC. And even Sokka said very clearly on stream is that this deck folds to the Lat deck. And so we saw the Lat deck. We saw this deck struggle a bit. We did see it came in second at what's it called? At America's. Hotel Foxtrot played this exact same list. And mind you, oh my God, the interview with Hotel Foxtrot was so cool.
I didn't see it.
Oh, so I didn't really know who these players were. And it was Kuito who won from Germany. She didn't have a microphone, so she couldn't join us. And then Hotel Foxtrot, which wasn't a name I'm familiar with. And then somebody joined on stream with the most beautiful voice and the most beautiful microphone. Where I was sitting there being like, wait, what's happening? Because so often you get someone who joins in who just has like, whatever. They're not a streamer. They're not in production. They have a bad microphone. It sounds awful. And then they showed up just very well spoken because they work in podcasts. They do podcasting professionally. Their setup was so nice. And they gave a really good interview, answered some really good questions. And at the end, they shouted out content creators. Like Metropolitan Grid has been huge. They watch apparently. So, hey, HFT, that was a great interview. Cool. And those games were really fun. They were really fun to watch games, but this deck still did it. And if you want to know how this deck works, it's pretty simple. This is what I would call a prison deck. Anytime you see 3 archive memories, you know something's gone a bit off the rails. But this deck is NBN Reality Plus, so it makes credits off the first tag or cards. And it just basically puts Drago behind some annoying ice that's hard to deal with. And every turn, advance Drago, and then does something.
Yeah.
And these decks are technically kind of exciting to watch if both opponents are prepared for it and they know what they're doing. Because it's no longer that opponents are trading turns, they're trading basically single clicks. Because all they do is Advanced Drago, spend 1 click. Then their opponent generally does credit, clear the tag, does 1 click. And while that sounds awful, on high tables, it can be really exciting and produce some of the most exciting games.
I also wanted to point out another frustrating thing about this deck that we've encountered before is it's a 6 agenda 40 card deck. Like it's just only 3 pointers and then a tricksy 1 point.
Yes, it's so frustrating that the runner needs to steal half of the agendas in the deck, and all these agendas are very hard to deal with, especially because of the cards that are in this list.
Yeah,
Hans Molman voice I never thought about was cool. Kuita can be the first female champion, though. I'm not aware of another one. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head, but she might be. About this deck, it's one thing whether it's the best deck in the format, which it hasn't proven to been. It's another thing whether the deck is even good, which I think it is. But it's a third thing whether this deck is worth addressing because it's not fun. And I think that's kind of the issue is I don't think a lot of people are enjoying to play it. And I don't think a lot of people are enjoying to watch it. Also, the deck kind of goes to time a bit. And I think Nisei has classically been a bit aware of these sort of things where it's not so much that the deck is overbearing, but that nobody wants to deal with this. If this shows up as 25%, 30% of the standard meta, people probably won't want to play standard on a casual level. And that's a problem for the game.
That is very true. Like if standard is dominated by annoying anti-fun decks, then like it's easier to not play than it is to start teching against it. Because I don't want to play a deck that's good against it. I want to play my fun deck.
I called Drago as my one ban me card from this this set because I think it's incredibly powerful, and I do think Corpse should have powerful win conditions. For what it's worth, the value of a single tag in standard has incredibly changed over the last while. We've lost all the meat damage stuff on a single tag a long time ago. We've lost exchange of information, which was the big way you could leverage into a win. So now these decks are so grindy because they're basically hoping you just can't stop clearing the tags, and then they keep you into the ground with market forces. We saw someone got market forced 7 times. I think brutal. This card could get banned.
Yeah, that's an interesting ban
because I think it's this card.
It feels like such a much more fair version of another card that was disappeared, but we might just have to lose this.
If this card doesn't exist, this deck can't exist because the best they can do is return your stuff to hand.
Well, I was about to say, what about self-growth program? Is this too powerful for one tag?
I don't know. And the thing is, there's a lot of other self-growth program like cards that nobody plays. There's like a reprisal that's like 2 tags or return a card to the top of the deck. There's stuff like that. I don't know. I don't think self-growth program is the end of the world. People have reinstalled their boat through it, but if there is no market forces, like this deck can't do that much. Like you might see this deck pivot to Retribution, and then that gets interesting and weird, and Arc Lockdown, like that gets bad.
What if you hit Bologna?
Then NBN doesn't exist. I don't know. I hate to say that cards like Drago need to be in the game. You need a way to force a runners who don't deal with a threat like Drago. Ken, I agree with you. I think these cards need to exist, and there's ways to deal with them if you need tech. I don't think that if I think of anything, Drago probably should have a trash can next to the 2 host advancement counters. I think if that did, this would still be an exciting card that can leverage some big plays. But the fact that you can over and over again do this in Reality Plus makes this really, really frustrating.
Something I'd like to see on some corp effects is like maybe using power counters as a timer. Like you can only do this effect 3 times.
It's the way to like fix currents too.
Yeah, exactly. Like this lasts for 3 turns. You can't change the timer.
This is a really big point that if you ban market forces, nothing stops tag me runners, and that is unfortunately quite true. Probably. Unless everyone again is playing best defense to trash Obelisk. No, that's garbage. Yeah, I think you're right. This is like the only card that really keeps tag me runner in check. But again, this is not a common card. So like, are we keeping it in check? Are we? Without market forces, what is a healthy way to punish multiple tags that isn't countered by clot? Psychographics is really hard to clot. Psychographics is incredibly hard to clot if you have 5 tags.
Yeah, because it's install action.
Yeah.
And like, why would it have an action now?
I think Psychographics is a really, really good way to punish multiple tags in this game. I think it's cool. It pushes the game into a natural win state you want. Not that we shouldn't have alternate win conditions. I just don't know how to deal with this. We did also see alternate versions of it. The King, Brandon, was playing a really cool version with like 2 economic warfares and 3 hard-hitting news, and that hit like a truck when it hit, but it took, again, like 50 minutes. Huge respect to the opponent, who I can't think of the name now, who played that very well. Drago's pretty clearly a problem IMO, but a ban of it's not on the table, which sucks. Yeah, I kind of hear you. Hot take, ban R+. Honestly, I think if you ban R+, you kind of fix a fair bit of the Drago problem, because Drago then becomes an expensive investment for the corp.
Yeah.
I do think that there's a chance that banning R+ could be considered.
Yeah, it's interesting that R Plus makes Drago a
Oh, yeah.
semi-econ card.
For what's worth, Julian in our meta played like a Drago deck in what's it called, Pravdivost.
Mhm.
I do think it's better in Reality Plus, but I think he was also playing some other stuff like Checkist. But I do think Drago is like the reason this deck exists is 100% R Plus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pack split is the problem. What does that mean?
Like are you suggesting that like Parhelion has the solutions, but Parhelion is out for 3 months?
Yeah.
Or however many?
I could believe that. As someone who played through the CI meta, the NPE that Drago provides can kill metas. I'd say ban it, but given that it was recently released, I don't see it happening. And Michael, like I agree with you. There's a lot of metas where there's just one too many negative decks that people stop showing up to like casual casual meetups that people were playing these decks or didn't want to go to events because they realized they're going to spend some of their afternoon doing a thing they don't want to do. And the last Worlds, Nisei made some pretty interesting bans just to make sure that the meta was fun.
Yeah,
And I'm
but at that
excited
point,
to
like
see
we
that.
hadn't seen new cards in a long time.
No, yeah, that's true.
Right.
But I'm just saying that like we've seen multiple times, kind of, I wouldn't say conservative, but kind of liberal bans in the idea of making the world's meta more diverse and to stop NPE from happening. These negative play experience decks. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm going to say there's also a huge chance that like it's very easy to try and do that and also make a worse meta in some ways. Like it's hard to solve. But yeah, I don't know. What else needs to be addressed really? I feel like that's most of the stuff that's like really kind of going hard.
Yeah. I can't think of anything, like nothing else is jumping out right now.
On the corp side, it seems like you need a reason to need a way to deal with that boat deck and now the Hoshipko deck.
Yep.
And if you can't, that's a problem.
Mhm.
Now, if you deal with that, that might open like open the gates to what other corps you can play. But right now, like we're seeing the most success out of like very aggressive HB decks. We're also seeing like next activation command really be powerful.
It's getting a lot of value.
And you're seeing decks, you're seeing like magnets getting played more and more. You're seeing next activation commands getting played more and more. I think this and more so the magnets are a really big deal. I'm so sorry when it comes to the Hoshipko deck, because that deck does play Botulisks to huge effect. Augustina, yeah, ban Daig while you're at it. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. The issue right now is that I'm not convinced the meta is 100% solved. But there has been something that found that is so consistently reliable and relatively easy to play that I don't know if there's a big reason to go much further. Like that's the thing is like maybe Criminal has something good right now. Maybe someone will figure it out. But like I don't know why I want to play an aggressive run-based Criminal when I can just play Boat and Shaper or even Anarch, right? You can't ban the cat. There's too many of them. It's really hard. Keiko, we pulled aggro. I said this earlier in the stream. I'm hoping that Jeff and I can get our revisit to our ban list after Intercontinentals, which mind you is this weekend, starting at 10 Eastern. If you want to tune in, it's going to be on twitch.tv/Project Nisei. Go give them a follow.
Is it only Saturday?
It's only Saturday.
Cool.
Because it's also a much more casual event. It's much more fast. It's just like 12 people enter, one person leaves. Like it's just going to be like, I'm going to say bloodbath. Like it's going to be goofy and quick and fun. But that's largely it. Again, big news we had today. For those who are tuning in a bit later in the stream, we started the Patreon. It's Metro Grid Patreon. The link doesn't seem to be working, which is not good.
Listen, you can search Patreon for Metro Grid. You might have to sift through a lot of like porn and
you'll find
weirdly uncomfortable podcasts, but you'll find us eventually.
So this has been a big deal. If you're
19 notifications.
Yeah, that's something.
Oh my god.
If you're interested in the degree mill thing, we were offering, I'm offering Netrunner lessons. We'll make more slots for this. Let me know also in the YouTube comments as well to see what the demand was, but that's wild. You were able to find it searching within Patreon. Fantastic. I'll update the link when it exists, but I know I should have the banded date just about everyone gets it. Okay, awesome. All right, it's boiling in here and it's like nearly midnight. I'm so warm. I'm so warm.
Oh god.
Better paste that link. Okay, hold on. Yeah, you're a good idea.
No, just end the stream, please.
Yeah, I'm really quite gross. All right, but that's gonna be it. We'll be back on Saturday. We should hopefully have another video out next week. Or I'm gonna do a rundown of the entire ban list, explain for newer players why every card is banned, and then it'll be immediately invalidated by the Nisei ban list. It's gotta be. That's it. Thanks so much for everyone who played games with, everyone who's joining, everyone who's enjoying some vegan food in Toronto in a couple weeks. Enjoy that. Has Nisei set a date? They said it will be no later than 3 weeks before Worlds, so very soon. Macaroni, thank you. Appreciate it. That's it.
Bye, everybody.
We'll be back in a couple of days for the Continentals and then back in a week, and then soon enough it'll be Worlds, so maybe we'll see you in person.
All right. See you at Shucks. See you at Worlds. Bye, everybody.
Take care, yeah. Ciao.
Bye.